broadcast is powered by Guild Mortgage, Dairy King, CarQuest Auto Parts, Physical at the Fit Stop, Wasatch Back Flooring, Napa Wasatch Auto Parts, Heber City Point S, Dorius Dental, and Bank of Utah.
Baseball.
The guy on first.
Who?
The first base.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you.
Now let's go live to the Diamond for play-by-play coverage of Wasatch Wasps baseball on 94.5 The Peak.
Good afternoon and welcome to the ballpark. Tyler Baird here with Tyler Moss live from Spanish Fork High School, where Wasatch is still looking for their first series win. They've got 2 region wins but have lost all 3 series. They're going to take their hand at it against one of the most historic programs in the state in Spanish Fork High School. We'll have all the action for you here on 94.5 The Peak.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasp Football Stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations like Wasatch High School. Because when our communities thrive, we all thrive. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience community banking at its best. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
It's time for the Dairy King pregame show. The Dairy King is winners of Best in State from 2008 to 2022, proudly serving the Heber Valley since 1946. We're live from Spanish Fork High School, where both of these teams are kind of in positions that they're not used to being in, Ty. Wasatch comes in on the season 6-12, only 2-7 in region play. Meanwhile, Spanish Fork is starting to come around a little bit. They're only 5-9 and are 3-3 in region play. Spanish Fork currently sitting at number 19 in the RPI standings. Wasatch at number 24. If it were to start today, every Region 9 team would be in the postseason playoffs. But you've got Spanish Fork, Springville, Provo, and Wasatch that are at 19 through 24, all hovering. And so these games, as of course we've always been mentioning, are still very much must-win games for the Wasps.
Yeah, Tyler, that's the name of the game. 6 games left. You need to win as many as possible. You'd like to get all 6, but really you have to digest it just one game at a time if you're Wasatch. But you and I, we're on the radio. We got to talk a little bit more here about this and maybe you look forward, Tyler. I would say with this series, you probably need to get at least 2 out of 3 if you're Wasatch. Would you not agree here? 2 out of 3 is going to put you back into a comfortable spot looking at the state tournament coming forward. And that'll also get you momentum coming up against one of the big dogs in region in Maple Mountain. They're one of the top-tier teams here, and we'll get into that a little bit later as to what the Wasps can expect from them. But Spanish Fork is just a baseball tradition, Tyler. In fact, watching them warm up with in and out, I'm gonna caution all of our listeners here, people that are just scoreboard watching, looking at the Dons, thinking they're down. If you come in as a Wasatch team thinking that, they may jump you and blitz you because they still have good baseball players. They've got good athletes, Tyler. And watching them out here on the field, this is a much better team than Springville. And I'll just say that based on what my eyes are telling me. Much more athletic, understands the game a lot more. And so you're going to need to be at your best if you're Wasatch if you want to compete here against Spanish Fork this week.
Tyler, throughout the years, we've been talking about this on the rides down to and from games. It's nice to have a guy you can turn to in those must-win games. And Wasatch has one this year, Ty. Max Walker has been very good throughout the year. 22 innings pitched, a 2.55 ERA, 2-1 1 on the year, and they're going to go to him today once again.
He's been the best in almost not all, but almost every statistical category for Wasatch pitching, and he's what you're talking about, Tyler. He's your stopper. He's the guy when you're bleeding that you can put on the mound, and you know he's going to give you a really good competitive game. I want to go into the numbers a little bit more if I can, Ty, and dive into maybe the keys to the game as well for Wasatch here, and get to know Wasatch pitching, but specifically Max Walker a little bit more. He leads the team in innings pitched this year at 22 innings pitched, Ty. But the number to me that stands out the most with Max Walker is actually the base on balls free innings. So how many innings out of those 22 has he pitched where he has not walked a player? Do you have any guesses, Ty?
No idea.
16 out of 22. Pretty good for Max, and that's why Wasatch is competitive in the game when he's on the mound. He throws strikes, Tyler. Going beyond that number, a big thing for pitchers is first pitch strikes. The numbers change a little bit depending on if you're talking high school, college, or pro, but the general rule is the same across the board. If you throw a first pitch strike, the batter's average goes down below 300 and usually below 200 if you can just hit on a first pitch strike when you're throwing as a pitcher. If you miss on the first pitch, usually hitter's batting average goes above 400. And so there's a big difference. That first pitch is really a critical part. Max Walker is one of the leaders on the team in first pitch strikes. He's pitching nearly 67%, so 2 out of 3 he's getting ahead with the first pitch. Here's why that matters, Tyler. The numbers improve. When he hits on a first pitch strike, he gets 3 out of 4 batters out. So the other team is not having success finding their way onto the base. As far as walks, he only walks .062 when he throws a first pitch strike. So Walker keeps guys off base when he hits on that first pitch when he's throwing a strike. On top of that, and maybe the most telling number, opponents are hitting 200 and lower against Walker when he throws for a first pitch strike. So that's a lot of different ways to say the first one matters a lot. If Max gets up there on the mound and he hits with the first pitch strike, there's not going to be a lot of walks. There's not going to be a lot of hits. And if you look at this from a Moneyball statistical standpoint, Ty, if he's only giving up .062 walks and only .200 hits on the first pitch strike, if you start doing the numbers and say there's 21 outs, well, as long as he's hitting on the first pitch strike, you're going to be lucky if you get 3 out of 15 guys on base if you're the other team, and that's really hard if you're keeping the other team to singles to score runs. You need 3 singles in a row in order to push runs across the board. So all of this to say Max Walker is phenomenal for Wasatch on the mound this year, and when he hits on the first pitch strike, teams are going to really struggle to score runs against him, and that's a telling number, Ty. He's not the best Wasatch pitcher, though, as far as first pitch strikes. And this is why you can't put all your eggs into the numbers. Who would you guess, Ty, out of all the pitchers is hitting on the first pitch strikes the most?
Well, the only other one I would go to would be Crew.
Crew Erickson is the leader at nearly 73%, and he's been great. But the numbers get weird with Crew, Tyler. As far as batting average, teams are hitting over 300 on Crew when he hits on a first pitch strike, and he's only walking .071 on his first pitch strikes. So what that tells you is that Crew is a little more predictable when he does get strikes on guys, that he's coming back and teams are ready and prepared to hit off of him. So the first pitch is not the end-all statement there, Ty, but it does make a very big difference in this game. And Walker is the guy you want on the mound because he's going to be able to get you some good innings for Wasatch today.
Those keys brought to you by Point S Tires, your local tire expert. Each Point S Tire is independently owned and operated by someone who lives where you live, who makes sure you get the right tire at the right price. Ty, you mentioned base runners and getting guys on base. I have a good Spot A stat of the day. The Good Spot A is your favorite hometown place to relax and unwind. They offer massage, skin care, nail care, and unique relaxing spa packages. Pick a Good Spot A to be your spa. And Ty, my stat is this. On the season, in region play, Wasatch is hovering around 11 base runners per game. So that's hits, walks, and reaching on air. On the converse side of things, Ty, Wasatch is giving up 17 base runners per game. And so you talk about the statistics that you brought up with Max Walker, and that's why Wasatch has been in games. Just a far fewer base runners when he has been on the mound, and they're going to need that today against Spanish Fork. Go ahead and take us through the Gordon Law Group's starting lineup. The Gordon Law Group is your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that.
Well, Ty, there's going to be a similar look to what we saw earlier on in the season as things got going underway, and you're going to see some familiar names at the top of the lineup, Ty. Leading off for the Wasps today, I'm having a little glitch on my thing here. Leading off for the Wasps is going to be Crew Erickson for Wasatch, and then going in the 2-hole will be Tragun Shaw. Hitting in the 3 spot will be Alex Gutierrez, and number 4 will be Chet Wilson. Hitting 5 will be Cole Zimmerman, and then Carter Bucad will be hitting in the 6 spot. Landon Carter will be in the 7-hole. Ashton Gurney back into the lineup. he'll be DHing today for Wasatch. And then Zach Burdette getting the start in left field. He'll be hitting in the 9 hole. And again, Max Walker will be your starting pitcher for Wasatch today.
Ty, you talked a lot about the defensive side of things and the pitching side of things. Jump into a little bit of what Wasatch needs to do offensively. This is a team that we were expecting to put up a lot of runs and a lot of hits, and it just hasn't been there in region play. Only a .256 batting average in region play, 6 hits per game, and only 5.3 runs per game. What does Wasatch need to do today to get the bats going?
Yeah, Ty, you're saying the important numbers there. .250 around their batting average, only 6 hits per game, and you're giving up 6 hits per game, and you're giving up over 6 runs per game in region. That's just not going to get the job done, Ty. So what you need is you need to find base runners in whatever way you can, but you've got to be better across the board. You've got to get more hits, and whatever way they go about doing that, whether it's bunting, singles, doubles, whatever it is, you just got to manufacture more ways to get on base. And Ty, this team is a little better when they're swinging free and easy. If you let them cut it loose, these guys are pretty aggressive swingers. We saw them early on in the season where they were able to get a lot of hits, get a lot of base runners, but also that wasn't against the most competitive pitching either, Ty. And as the pitching has gotten better, it's been a little bit harder for Wasatch to get there. But you got specific players that you can put in spots to be more successful. Some that are better hitting fastballs, some that are better working deep into the count, some that want to go earlier in the count. And I think Coach Jacobson, looking at this batting lineup here today, Tyler, I think he's done a good job of putting players in a position where they can jump on the pitches, where they can be most successful. And I would expect the Wasps to be competitive at the plate today.
That was your Dairy King pregame show. Again, the Dairy King best of state since 2008 to 2022 and have been in business since 1946. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, your Mountain Refined first pitch, Wasatch, will be hitting first when we come back.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
That you rise, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S. And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Welcome back. It's time for the opening pitch, brought to you by Mountain Refined. From design to project completion, our team excels in understanding and implementing your specific lifestyle preferences into your interior design. Come into our showroom in order to find beautiful furniture, bedding, mattresses, decor, and so much more. Wasatch will lead it off with Crew Erickson, Tragun Shaw, and Alex Gutierrez. On the mound for The Spanish Fork Dons will be junior Tegan Scott, 5 1/3 innings pitched on the year and a 9.19 ERA. And Ty told you on the way down, as you look up and down, and you said not to scoreboard watch because this is one of those programs that can be deceiving. The stats aren't eye-popping, Ty, especially on the mound. 7, 5.1, 6.1, 11, 10, 5, 9. Those are the ERAs that Wasatch is going to see this year. And so maybe this is what Wasatch needs in order to get the season going.
Well,
get the bats going. The season's rolling.
Season's almost coming to a close.
We're almost too close.
But maybe it is time to say it's time for a fresh season start for this team, Tyler. This team's kind of had an up and down year. It started off really well, and then they've hit a valley in their season, and they're kind of having a crisis of confidence, if you will. But you and I feel very strongly this team has the talent on the team to win games. It really comes down to the mental belief. And Ty, coaches can go a long ways with that to reflect it, but it comes down to your senior leadership. And how are the seniors going to pick you up? What's going to be the attitude? Are they going to approach through the tough times and inspire that belief into the rest of the teammates? And if they can, I think this team can win a lot of games. And you got some good guys to get it going. Erickson, Shaw, and Wilson, and Gutierrez, 4 seniors getting you going here, Tyler, to get things going. That's the right formula to get the Barrels going against Spanish Fork in this one.
It will be Crew to lead it off, hitting .359 on the year, 15 runs scored, 4 RBIs in region play, .318 with a couple of doubles. First pitch is going to be swung on. That's going to be roped through the 5-6 hole for a base knock. And Crew Erickson has a first pitch single, and Wasatch is in business here in the top of the first.
Just what the doctor ordered, Tyler. Crew doing a good job, looking for a pitch he can handle, jumping on Spanish Fork, and now you've got speed and aggressive base running here on the base path.
Bring up Tragun Shaw, senior, 286 on the year, 7 RBIs. He's got 4 extra base hits. In region play, 318, so he's actually improved his average since coming into region play, but has yet to have an RBI in the 3 series. He'll be hitting from the left-hand side. Scott comes set. Tragun will square outside for ball 1. Back pick from the catcher, not in time. 1-0 the count with the runner on first.
Tragun's a real weapon here in the 2-hole spot, Tyler. He can handle the bat well, can lay down a good bunt, but he gets down the line quickly. And coming out of the batter's box on the left side, that applies a lot of pressure to the other team.
Third baseman is playing about a third of the way to almost halfway, about 50 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, well, both these teams like to play small ball, Tyler. Spanish Fork the same way. You get a base runner on, they're not going to be shy about laying a bunt down, and they're expecting Wasatch to play the same way.
Spanish Fork winners of the state championship in 2021, region champs in 2022, but then got upset in the 3-game series against Maple Mountain. Strike 1 here to Tragun on the inside part of the plate, moves the count to 1-1.
Bunt was off on that one, Tyler. Tragun did not square around on that. See if he's ready to swing away here.
Third baseman does slide back just a little bit. Still playing about 75 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, until you get 2 strikes, that third baseman is going to be suspicious of what's going on there in that batter's box with Tragun.
Cal Nielsen, the catcher today for the Dons. Crew's going to go. Tragun's going to swing, and he's going to rope that one just foul down the first base side. 1-2 the count, and Crew will go back to first.
Boy, that's a good idea, though, Tyler. They sent Crew and tried to open up that 3-4 hole over there with the lefty up. Second baseman did kind of get his eyes caught looking towards Erickson, and there was a lot of space on that side where Tragun's pulling it. So you've got the first baseman holding a runner on, giving up space, and the second baseman playing at double play depth. A lot of space for Tragun to operate when you put the runner in motion.
1-2 the count. It's a high leg kick. Tragun's got to protect. Crew got a good jump on the high leg kick, but he'll have to go back to first base. I was watching the A's-Angels game last night, Ty, and there was a 3-2 count with 2 outs, 4 foul balls. So the guy had taken off to second 4 different times, and then a 5th time when it was actually ball 4.
Someone waiting for him with oxygen by the time he got back to the dugout?
1-2 the count, nobody away. Crew leads it off with a single. Pickoff move. Crew gets back easily.
You know, that may be why baseball players, though, people say they're soft, Ty. It's only 90 feet. You look at anyone playing, whether it's football, sprinting 100 yards down the field on a Hail Mary or 2-minute drill having to come back. It's a little different, right? It's got to be able to run 90 feet a few times and come back.
Those guys get subbed out of the game after they run that. 1-2 the count. Scott comes set. Couple of looks. High leg kick. Crew's going to go. Tragun's going to take a hack at it. He'll be strike 3, but Crew does steal the bag. So you can look at it just the same as a sacrifice bunt. So guy on scoring position is Crew on the Gravity Coalition stolen base. And that'll bring up Alex Gutierrez. He's hitting .300 on the year, but has struggled in region play, 182, but does have 4 RBIs in region play.
Yeah, tough pitch for Tragun on that one there, though, Tyler. That ball was up and out of the zone. Got a little overly aggressive to go after that one.
Crew gets a good secondary. Outside corner, strike 1 to Gutierrez.
Umpires calling the bottom of the zone, Tyler, which as a old pitching coach, I love seeing it. I think they're rewarding the pitchers, but it is going to make it a little more challenging on the hitters today with that strike being called.
0-1 goes with the off speed, misses up for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
Early returns, that breaking pitch is not good for Spanish Fork, Ty, and so if you're Wasatch, you can really be sitting on a fastball at this point because they haven't shown an ability to throw a good breaking pitch for a strike.
2 looks this time to Crew. 1-1, swing and a miss. He puts the fastball by him on the outside, moves the count to 1-2.
I would venture to say a little farther, too, with that breaking pitch. It's easy to pick up out of the hands so far, and so you should be thinking fastball, and you can adjust to the curveball if you're in the box and the hitter.
1-2. This one's going to be a ground ball. Lazily through the 5-6. The shortstop's going to knock it down, but that'll be a single, and Crew will advance to third. So a good 2-piece of 2-strike hitting there for Alex Gutierrez. And Wasatch has runners on the corners with 1 away, bringing up Chet Wilson, 469, 14 RBIs. He's got 6 RBIs in region play and 3 doubles.
Shortstop hurt himself, Ty, diving for that ball.
That would be a tough break, Ty. Will Dart, one of the best athletes here in Spanish Fork.
Is he a senior yet?
Nope,
he's been starting there forever.
Only a junior.
So he started, and that's a rarity at Spanish Fork, Ty. They just don't bring up freshmen. The Spanish Fork program has traditionally left their freshmen completely separate from the high school team, and they just don't bring them up. It doesn't happen down here at Spanish Fork. Will Dart, they brought up as a freshman, and he was their starting shortstop as a freshman, committed to Arizona State that year, and he's had the target on his back really for 3 years. And when you're a freshman and you commit to ASU, that gets a lot of attention, Ty, and he's been good for them. He's also their starting quarterback. That would be a big loss for them in this series if he goes down here in the first inning.
Both coaches are out here taking a look. It looks like he's going to be okay. So runners on the corners, 1 away, and brings up Chet Wilson. Again, Chet, 9 extra base hits on the year. He has 1 home run, 17 runs scored. Has really lived up to the hype of his senior year.
Yeah, and hype's a good word, Tyler, having committed to Salt Lake Community College and a really big player in the state tournament last year, coming up with big clutch hits. People know who Chet is, and they've been cautious on how they approach pitching him. There's just not a lot of pitches that you can get Chet Wilson out on, and he's totally lived up to the billing this year.
He's in the box. Looks like everybody's ready to go. It'll be double play depth up the middle for the Dons. Corners will be playing in. First baseman for the Dons holding on Gutierrez at first. First and third, 1 away. Pickoff move. Gutierrez dives back to the bag. He's safe, and we'll reset. Cole Zimmerman on deck for the Wasps. Wasatch wearing their all-gray pin uniforms today. Spanish Fork in white pants and black tops. First pitch of the at-bat is just outside for ball 1. Wind blowing out just a little bit. Kind of swirling a little bit, actually, looking at the flag out in center field. The 1-0 count. Misses in about the exact same spot in 2-0.
Ty, the numbers of this field also don't do it justice. 345 down the corners, 404 to center, and it just feels a lot bigger than that. You don't see a lot of home runs on this field. If you do, it's to the corners. You've got to pull a ball to get it out in this park normally.
The 2-0. Chet's going to swing it. This one misses it. It'll go foul behind us, and we'll reset at 2-1. Shout out to Chandler Stocking, Ty, one of our Wasatch on campus. Updated his stats. He's now got 23 runs scored on the year, 8 extra base hits, and 23 RBIs, playing for Alabama A&M. Little brother Kelton up there as well. Probably going to redshirt. Does have a couple of ABs, but he'll probably redshirt for this first year. Chet back into the box. 2-1 the count with 1 away. Wasatch trying to take the lead here in the top of the first. Tegan comes set. The 2-1 goes with the off speed, misses low, moves the count to 3-1.
That was the best off-speed pitch I feel like we've seen so far this game, Tyler. Started lower, down at the bottom of that strike zone, had a good bite to it. But again, Chet in command because the count starts 2-0, doesn't have to offer that thing.
The 3-1 upstairs, and that'll be our first base on ball. So that will load the bases for Cole Zimmerman. Cole Zimmerman comes in 419 on the year, 9 RBIs. He's got 4 RBIs in region play. He'll be hitting from the left-hand side as well. So double play now intact all around the base pass. Spanish Fork will leave their middle infielders back for double play depth. First baseman playing in on the grass, third baseman playing even with the bag. Carter Bucad on deck. Scott comes set, delivers, puts a fastball by Zimmerman on the swing and the miss. 0-1 the count.
A little behind on that fastball, Tyler. Seemed like the speed maybe jumped on Cole a little bit there. So if he can make the adjustment, get that foot down a little earlier.
The 0-1, upstairs, ball 1.
Well, you talk about a jumping fastball, too. Pitchers that usually have fastball that jump, they do a good job of hiding it when they separate out of the hands. Then the ball just gets on the hitter a little more quickly.
1-1, that one's in the dirt. First action really from Cal, and he does a good job of knocking it down behind the plate. 2-1 the count to the batter.
I think you see that a little bit with Scott here, Tyler. He doesn't have the sharpest breaking ball or the fastest fastball, but when he separates the hands, he turns his body and he does a really good job of hiding the ball from the hitter. And when he gets to his release point, that's really the first time the hitters are able to identify the ball.
The 2-1 misses upstairs again. 3-1 now the count.
Doesn't do you a lot of good, though, if you're not near the zone, Ty. And a lot of these pitches are not near the zone and not competitive, making it really easy on the hitters to take these pitches.
Cole steps back into the box again, hitting on the left-hand side. Pretty good leads around the base pass for the Wasps. The 3-1. Swung on. This one's elevated foul down the third base side, and we will reset now with the count full with 1 away. Looked like Scott took a little bit off of that fastball just to try to get it over the plate, put the timing off a little bit on Cole. So full count, 1 away. Scott comes set, working out of the stretch. The payoff. Low, and Cole gets a piece of it, laces it foul down the first base side this time.
Cole's been a 3-year starter for Wasatch, Tyler, and just a tough out, good quick hands, power to the left center gap, right center gap, can cover all parts of the plate.
The full count pitch, another fastball. This one's going to be elevated to the third baseman. Third baseman over in foul territory, makes the grab, not deep enough, so all the runners will stay. And now Wasatch with 2 outs will need a 2-out hit to get a run across here in the top of the first.
That's tough. That's a tough one there, Tyler. You're ahead 3-1 in the count. You got bases loaded, nowhere to put you, and you've got one of your best hitters up. Unfortunately, the ball didn't go the way Wasatch wanted there. Weren't able to get it out of the infield to get at least 1 run in.
We'll bring up Carter Bucad, the junior. 375 in region play has been one of the bright spots at the plate for the Wasps. He'll take ball 1. Also has 4 RBIs and a couple of doubles, and has played really good at shortstop last week against Springville. 1-0 the count. Scott comes set. Again, bases juiced. The pitch. That one gets the bottom of the zone, moves the count to 1-1. You mentioned it, Ty. He likes that low pitch.
Yeah, that's going to be a consistent call, it looks like, today. And if you're a hitter, you need to adjust. Maybe you don't need to go after that on the first strike or second strike, but you definitely need to know on the third strike, that's when you got to cover.
1-1. Gets the outside corner for strike 2. A couple of really nice spots there from Tegan Scott, and he's 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. 1-2 the count. Carter gets up a little bit closer to the plate. Outfield playing heads straight up. The 1-2. It's a high pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. Second baseman fields it clean, and Spanish Fork gets out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and Wasatch leaves the bases loaded. It's 0-0 as we go into the bottom of the first.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Napa know-how. Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how. And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the first brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from sports injuries, auto injuries, industrial and or commercial injuries. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Max Walker on the mound for the Wasps, 22 innings pitched, a 2.55 ERA. Has 2 of Wasatch's 6 wins on the year. He's been competitive and has been good all season long, and he'll be going up against a good Spanish Fork lineup. Leading off for the Dons will be the junior Will Dart. .333 batting average, 5 extra base hits on the year.
Yeah, he's a good one, Tyler. They want him to get as many at-bats as possible, have him leading off. He's got power, he's got speed. Let's see what Walker does with him here.
Walker working out of the windup, likes to have that little rock. He's going to go upstairs for ball 1. On deck will be Ian Ablamlap. And I think I said that actually pretty close. Second pitch is going to be swung on, elevated to left field. Zach Burdett playing left field today. And Ty, why don't you go ahead and take us around the diamond for Wasatch's defensive starters. Zach Burdett makes the play.
Well, even before I do that, Tyler, I want to talk about that. That was really good mechanics there from Zach, Tyler. Running to the ball, but not getting turned around, was able to swing his feet and his hips the other way to square up and settle under that. That was a good play from Burdett there in left. Obviously, we got Burdett in left field, and center's Crew Erickson, and in right field is Tragun Shaw today.
Ablamnop is going to swing at the first pitch. It's a ground ball to Bucad. Bucad fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
I better make this quick before this inning's over here, Tyler. Going to third base, Chet Wilson will be your starter there at third base, as we've seen throughout the majority of the season. Carter Bucad at shortstop. Alex Gutierrez will be starting at second base. Cole Zimmerman at first base. On the mound, Max Walker, and catching will be Landon Carter.
Brings out the second baseman for Spanish Fork with 2 away, nobody on base. That is Seth Argyle. He'll take ball 1.
Carter must have been set up just a tad outside, Tyler. That glove didn't move too much to receive that ball on the outer half of the plate.
Argyle hitting .412 on the year. Goes with the off speed, looked pretty good, but umpire disagrees. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, Ty, 2 tight calls there when Spanish was getting very similar pitches in the top of the first.
Argyle's going to swing at this one. He does have 1 bomb on the year. He'll elevate this one foul deep down the right side, and that'll move the count to 2-1. Argyle .412 on the year with 10 runs scored, 10 RBIs, 5 extra base hits, and 1 home run. 2 away, nobody on base after a fly out to the left fielder and a ground out to the shortstop. Number 3 hitter currently up for the Dons. The 2-1, this one's going to be swung on, and that'll be fouled down the left side this time. So 2-2 now the count.
Max looks good, Tyler. Even though this is a 2-2 count, both balls to start the at-bat were very, very close as far as being around the zone. He's sharp, he's crisp, breaking pitch looks good. He's battled back, has a good count here now, 2-2.
Deuces, it's going to be swung on. Nice fastball on the inside. It's going to be a ground ball. Fair. Cole Zimmerman will step on the bag, and Wasatch has a physical at the fit stop. 1-2-3 inning. Physical at the fit stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy business. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. 0-0 as we go into the second.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Bag Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Bag Flooring and Paints.
Hi, this is Audra with Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know when kids feel close to their parents, they are more likely to listen to them when they set clear boundaries about alcohol and drugs? Doing things with your children they are interested in and taking time to talk with them about their day will help create strong bonds. A great goal is to spend at least 15 minutes a day of one-on-one time with each child. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. To learn more, visit our Facebook page, the Caring Community Coalition of Wasatch County.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Wasatch Napa Auto Parts, your locally owned and operated. Napa stocks auto parts, tools, and equipment, and many other items from heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today. 0-0 as we go into the second, and a little bit of there's 2 zeros on the board, but 2 completely different innings. Wasatch leaving the bases loaded without producing a run. Spanish Fork 1-2-3 as Max Walker looks good early on for the Wasps.
Took Wasatch only 8 pitches. Spanish Fork had to go through 26 pitches to get out of that first inning.
Landon Carter will lead it off, and I think, Ty, I'm going to disagree a little bit with this zone today for the umpires.
I'm going to get a little emotional, Tyler, about this too, because that ball, Walker had some better-looking pitches that weren't called. Now, the umpire is calling that pitch consistently, Tyler, but it was a little frustrating that Max didn't get those first 2 pitches against the 3-hitter, but that one is being called.
Landon Carter, a sophomore, 207 on the year, 6 RBIs and a couple of doubles. He's going to swing at the 0-2. It's a hard hit ground ball to the second baseman. Fields it clean, throws it over to first, 1 away here in the top of the second. Ashton Gurney will be now up for the Wasps in the DH position, and then Zach Burdett will be on deck.
And we talked a lot in the pregame show about the importance of a first pitch strike. Normally, when you can hit on a first pitch strike, your opponent's batting average is below 200, Tyler. So having that first pitch called on Landon puts him immediately behind the ball when he's trying to have a competitive at bat.
High and in to Gurney. Gurney will get out of the way. Ball 1. Gurney on the year, 240 with 7 RBIs and 1 extra base hit. In region play, 308. Did not hit last week in the series against Springville. Take strike 1, 1-1 now the count. So after 5 straight seniors, Wasatch goes junior, sophomore, junior, junior. 1-1, too far outside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count.
Now, Ty, with all the first pitch strike conversation, too, doesn't the coaching side of you also say, well, it only takes 1, right? Get up there and just hit 1 pitch.
Well, he's going to do that one. That's a good swing, but it's going to go right to the center fielder, who will make the play, 2 away, but a good barrel there from Gurney on the 2-1 pitch.
Pretty casual catch out there from the center fielder, Tyler. Started going into kind of a showball mode as that ball came in, and I'm not so sure that ball was secure when he got it.
Ian Oblanalp, I think is how you say that. I tried to take the headset off and listen to the MC, and I think that's how he said. It's going to bring up Zach Burdett. He's 0 for 2 in region play, 300 on the year with a couple of RBIs. He'll take ball 1, playing left field today for the Wasps.
Good speed, too, Tyler. Third baseman's playing back. Zach could maybe sneak a bunt down if he wanted to do that at some point in this game.
The 1-0, and that one's in there for strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Looks like Scott's gone a lot of just fastballs here in this inning, trying to find it. Couldn't locate the off speed. And has just gone fastballs here against the bottom of the lineup for the Wasps. The 1-1 goes right back to the fastball. Zach will swing over the top of it. 1-2 the count. Outfield's going to come way in here for the Dons with the number 9 hitter up for Wasatch. Into the windup. The 1-2 goes upstairs. It's going to be another ground ball to the second baseman. Fields it clean, throws it across, and so Spanish Fork follows up their 1-2-3 inning with a 1-2-3 inning themselves. No runs, no hits, no errors. At 0-0 as we go into the second.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah, where we provide financial services to businesses and individuals in our community, and we are proud to support Wasatch High School. As one of the nation's top performing banks, we've been delivering exceptional value for over 70 years. So whether you're looking to grow a business or raise a family, we can help you every step of the way because your Utah is our Utah. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience the hands-on customer service that only comes from a hometown bank. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the second inning here at Spanish Fork High School, brought to you by Physical at the Fifth Stop. your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo and sports injuries, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years.
Riley Lamson is going to swing at the first pitch. Line drive to the shortstop, and Carter Bucad makes the nice play over the top of his head. 4 batters up, 4 batters down here for the Dons.
Aggressive swingers early on here, Tyler, and that's going to spell success for Max Walker and Wasatch.
He's going to bring up Ethan Doerr, the first baseman. He'll swing at the first pitch as well. He'll foul that one behind us. 261 on the year for Ethan. Has 7 RBIs and 3 doubles. 0-1 the count. Walker back into his rocking motion. Goes into the windup. Delivers the 0-1. This one's going to be roped to right field. Tragun Shaw is going to come up, and it's not going to get there. That's the first base runner and hit of the day for the Dons on the lazy Texas Leaguer over the second baseman's head.
Yeah, Ty, if Spanish keeps going after it early, though, Walker's going to be able to keep him off balance. And what it'll also do is your defenders that are playing behind him are always going to be on their toes ready to go because the balls are in play coming at them. So I think this is a good recipe here for Wasatch early on, how Spanish is approaching it here in the box.
Britt Nelson's going to swing at the first pitch as well. This one's going to be roped to the left center field gap. Wasatch isn't going to be able to get to it. They're going to try to go from first to third. A double for Britt Nelson, and Spanish Fork is in business with runners on second and third.
What was that number, Ty?
Number 5.
Number 5 on that one there. These guys are going so quick, I don't even have them in the book yet here. Talk a little logistics on that one, though, Tyler. If we're going to be picky, something you teach your outfielders is a ball in the lane, in your lane that you can field coming in. That's where you have a throwing motion. So on that ball with the runner on first, on a single, they're going first to third unless that ball is coming at Crew in his lane. That ball didn't. Crew had to go side to side, and so when he gets that ball, the throw where that should be going is to second base. You want to try to hold that runner to a single there and make it a first and third situation to keep the double play in order. Instead, Crew looked over to third base, and that runner was able to get in there easy. Wasatch did relay it from the shortstop to second, and they had it pretty close. If that ball's coming into second, you may have an out there at second or at least hold the runner to a single.
1-1. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Chet fields it clean, throws it across the diamond, and keeps the runner at third base. So that'll be the second out of the inning on the nice play from Chet Wilson. And so with runners on second and third, 2 away, it'll be up to number 1, Evans, to try to get the first run across for either team. Walker Evans. Last hitter was Cal Nilsson, the catcher. Walker's going to go back into the stretch. Nice curveball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. 231 batting average here for Evans. Has no RBIs, so good RBI opportunity and would be his first RBI of the year. The 0-1 goes upstairs, too far upstairs for ball 1.
Well, everyone's got to be crisp here. Landon Carter, the eyes come on him heavily right here. 2 outs, runner on third base. It's got to be a wall back here. Keep that ball in front and keep that runner at third.
1-1, nice off speed and a swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count with 2 away.
All right, big moment here. You got a lot of options if you're Max. As you pointed out, this hitter doesn't have an RBI on the year, probably in and out of the lineup. See how aggressive he wants to go after him.
1-2, tries to go upstairs. Doesn't get Evans to go for it, so we'll reset now with deuces. 2-2 with 2 guys on base and 2 away.
9-hitter on deck, too. And so if you're Walker, it does give you options. If you wanted to go with a couple breaking pitches here, you could.
Does go off speed, and it's too far outside. So that'll fill up the count, 3-2 with 2 away.
And not that you want to put a walk here on the board here, Tyler, but it's not a threat standing there on deck as much as the guy in the hole is in Will Dart.
Swung on, it's going to be laced down the third base side. 1 run will come in, 2 runs will come in on back-to-back doubles for the Dons. No, it'll be thrown out of second base, so Wasatch does a good job of getting the out, but the damage is done. 2 runs come in on the single, and Wasatch now trails 2-0. 2 runs come in on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2-0 as we go into the third.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the third inning at Spanish Fork High School, where Wasatch trails 2-0 to the Spanish Fork Dons. Third inning action brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health, founded in 1967 to provide quality mental health care for all individuals within Utah and Wasatch counties. Wasatch Behavioral Health is a comprehensive community behavioral health center offering an array of programs and services for children, teens, and adults. That's Wasatch Behavioral Health.
It'll be the top of the order up for the Wasps. Crew Erickson, Tragun Shaw, and Alex Gutierrez. Crew Erickson singled in his first at bat and then was stranded on third base. He's going to try to go drag bunt, and it's a good one down the third base side. They're not going to have any chance at that one. Crew 2 for 2 on the beautiful drag bunt to lead off the inning.
Oh, that's good, Ty. That's a weapon there for Crew. There is no chance they're throwing him out. Even if they're expecting bunt there, that's going to be a very, very challenging play. It's a do-or-die ball, even if the third baseman's on the cut. Couldn't have thrown it more perfect than that.
We'll bring up Tragun Shaw. Struck out in his first at bat. Kind of struck out protecting the runner. Crew was able to steal the bag. We'll see if they put Crew in motion here. Nobody out. Wasatch trailing 2-0 after giving up 3 hits there in the bottom of the second.
Oh, that's a balk.
I think that's a balk.
Yeah.
You can't just backpedal off the mound, and that's what happened there.
Crew caused that balk, Tyler. He thought he had him tied up, and he didn't. The pitcher wasn't looking to pick off, but he saw Crew flinch, and that made the pitcher flinch. And so unintentionally, Crew's able to work his way into a balk.
So runner on second, nobody away. We'll see if they put the bunt on once again here with Tragun up. Tragun squared a couple of times, didn't get a pitch to bunt in his first at bat.
Well, you got to find a way to respond here if you're Wasatch. So even if Tragun's not bunting, he's got to look to pull the ball to the opposite side of the field there, get Crew over to third.
Second baseman is playing way in, Ty. Kind of cutting it off to see if he can have a chance to throw him out of third base. Pitch is going to be swung on and fouled off towards the left side. 0-1 the count. First baseman playing even with the bag. Second baseman again playing shallow. Dart trying to keep Crew close at the shortstop position. Scott will come set. Couple of looks. Delivers. Goes with the off-speed. Tragun barrels it, but it's not going to be far enough. Right fielder will settle underneath it. Crew's going to try to go from second on the tag, and he's safe as the throw is off balance. So the ball to the right side ends up moving the runner to third base.
Well, there you go if you're Tragun. That's a good barrel, Tyler. It's also a productive out, moving the runner from second to third. And that's what having speed on the base pass will do. You're right. That's a shallow ball that the right fielder is coming into. Really, a good outfielder should be able to throw a runner out. But when you've got speed, you have to rush it a little bit, and Crew's able to roll in there uncontested.
Alex Gutierrez had a single through the 5-6 hole in his first at bat. See if he can get Wasatch their first run of the game. Scott comes set, delivers the first pitch of the at bat. Gutierrez thinks about it and takes it, and it will get the outside corner for strike one. Wind has shifted and is blowing in now at our faces. So anything in the air is just kind of hung in the air. A couple of good barrels from Wasatch, but have gone straight to the outfielders. Alex Gutierrez is going to swing at this one. Foul ball, and now an 0-2 count. Wasatch in this same boat in the first inning and just wasn't able to get a run across with one away. Scott shakes, likes what he gets now from Nielsen behind the dish. 0-2 the count. The pitch goes with the off speed, too far outside. 1-2 now the count.
Yeah, it's the difference in the early game so far. Ty, Wasatch has had their chances, and the hitters didn't get it done. Spanish hasn't had more than one, but they came through. Hitter got the RBI knock for his first RBIs of the season. That's the difference in the ball game so far. Spanish getting it done with 2 outs. Wasatch is not.
1-2 the count, and Alex will foul that one off to stay alive. Staying alive brought to you by Tony's Tacos. 1-2 the count, one away. The pitch goes back to the off speed, misses outside again for 2-2 now the count.
We've just seen this so many times, Tyler, where Alex gets down 0-2, 1-2. He just finds a way to work his way back into the count and take the pitcher at least 6 pitches deep, it seems like.
The 2-2 swings at this one. It's going to be elevated foul, and it will get out of play. So yet another foul ball, and we'll reset at 2-2. Chet Wilson on deck. Walked in his first at bat. Alex sets. Pitcher comes set. The 2-2. Inside pitch. This one's going to be elevated to left field. Should be deep enough. Left fielder goes over, makes the grab. Crew turns on the wheels, and Wasatch will have their first Wasatch Physical Therapy run of the game on the sacrifice RBI from Alex Gutierrez.
Boy, that's producing a run right there, Tyler. Wasatch gets on with the drag bunt. You find your way to second by looking to still end up forcing the balk. Tragun Shaw moves him over with a sac fly. And then Alex Gutierrez gets him in with a fly ball, sac fly as well. And Wasatch responds.
It'll bring up Chet Wilson. He's going to try a little drag bunt, and instead he hammers it over the dugout.
That ball's going to back up the left fielder on that bunt attempt, isn't it?
Strike one on the foul ball.
I don't mind the idea, though, with 2 outs, Ty. The wind blowing in, it's going to be hard for Chet to put a run on the board just with one swing here. And see if you can't get on and maybe swipe another bag. It's going to take a couple hits either way. And I think Wasatch has confidence that when they get on, they should be able to move over to second at some point on this pitcher.
1-1 the count as he misses high. Delivers the 1-1. This one's going to be swung on. Chet's going to get underneath it, and it's going to go foul behind us again. So 1-2 now the count. Salt Lake Community College Bruin commit. Again, hitting .469 coming into today's game. The 1-2 goes with the off speed. That one's going to be laced to the left center field gap.
See if he can get
nice
two.
Piece of hit here from Chet. Chet's going to round first, and he'll stay at first. He wanted it, Ty, and I think he may have had a chance. Just didn't get anywhere in the outfield. I joked off air, Ty, that I just don't like. A lot of people really like this field, and I just think it's a little bit of an overrated field. The ball just dies out there. The grass is so thick that it just dies, and that's what happened on that one.
Ty, that left fielder was coming in with a good angle to throw to second base. It would have been a gamble, but at that point in the ball game, maybe not the worst time to gamble to try to get to second. It's hard to get 3 hits in a row with 2 outs.
Cole's going to swing at this one. Diving stop by the first baseman. He'll step on the bag, and Wasatch is retired. Nice play there from Dorr. But 1 run comes in on 2 hits, no errors. 1 runner is left on base. It's 2-1 as we go into the bottom of the third.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the third, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. The Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. It's 2-1. Spanish Fork leads the Wasps as we go into the bottom of the third.
It's a good response inning from Wasatch, Tyler. When a team puts some runs on the board against you, it can go long ways if you can just kick right back. Wasatch did that, giving up 2 in the bottom of the second, came back and scored 1 in the top of the third.
Walker still on the mound. He'll miss outside for ball 1. It'll be number 9 and then back to the top of the order. Xavier M&A will be the leadoff hitter for the Dons, and then we'll be back up to the top of the order with Will Dart and Ian Ablanop. Gets the bottom of the zone for a 1-1 count. That's that spot tie. That's just a tough pitch to hit, and the umpire's giving it now to both pitchers. 1-1 the count.
If I'm a pitcher, I'm going to be living down there, Tyler.
Goes right back down there with the off speed, fouled off, 1-2.
All pitchers can have success when an umpire is giving you the bottom part of the zone, but the pitcher who would probably have the most success with this particular umpire is Blake Sweat, Tyler. Blake Sweat elicits nearly 65% ground balls when he throws, and that low ball is what kind of draws out those ground balls. So if the umpire is calling that low strike, a guy like Blake could really feast in a game like this.
2-2 as Max mixes upstairs. 2-2 the count. Walker going back into that rock, taking his time as they're trying to get the pitch in. Can't get it in, and so we'll take a break and we'll reset. The 2-2 here to the leadoff here to the bottom of the third. Gets the bottom of the zone. Strike 3, our first Physical at the Fit Stop strikeout, brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe.
Max is dealing today, Tyler. Looking really, really good for the Wasps. I know he's down 2-1, but he's really whipped through the first part of that lineup, Tyler. That's one time through. Had a brief moment where he gave up, a bloop single and then a double, but other than that, it's just been tough sledding for Spanish.
Gets that spot again for strike 1. It'll be Will Dart, the leadoff hitter. He flew out to left field in his first at bat. Comes in hitting over 300 on the year. 0-1 now the count. Junior shortstop, Sun Devil commit. Gets the outside corner. No, misses on the outside. Moves count 1-1. Walker's hitting spots, Ty. Carter's not having to move that glove very often. Dart's going to get right up on the plate here. 1-1 the count with one away. Tries to go back downstairs. Too far downstairs. 2-1 now the count.
Well, if he wants to get up on that plate, Ty, the wind is blowing in pretty hard right now. And see if he can't get a fastball in under the hands. That's just a hard pitch for batters to get elevated and out there hard.
I mean, that must have barely missed inside because, like I said, Dart is right up on the plate. 3-1 now the count. Good hitters count here for Dart. Let's see what he can do with it. He's going to swing at it. It's going to sky to center field. Man, this thing's high. Bucad is actually going to be the one who settles underneath it and makes the play. 2 away here in the third.
That's a good job. You're thinking that ball's going to be Crew, right, coming in to get that. But Carter really had that track the whole way, settled under it easily. Before the ball even got to its high point, he had that thing calculated, was able to casually just bring that baby in. Wasatch 2 up, 2 down for Spanish Fork.
It's going to bring up Ian Ablanalp, the center fielder. He'll take strike 1. Grounded out to the shortstop his first time up.
I'm going to enjoy hearing you try to say that name all day, Tyler. I'm still not sure what you got going on over there. It sounds like you got some peanut butter stuck to the roof of your mouth when you're talking.
Drag bunt attempt is going to go foul down the third base side, so 0-2 now the count.
I'm going to go with Ian on this one.
Ian.
I can't pronounce that last name over there.
Try it again to listen to the MC to see if I can figure it out. I think I've got it down.
Kid's a pretty good little player, though, Tyler. Center fielder. He's got some speed. Just a name that's hard for me to pronounce.
0-2 the count. The pitch. Tries to go upstairs. Ablanalp will lay off of it. He's a senior. Does have 6 extra base hits and 1 home run on the year. 1-2 the count. Walker back into the rock, now delivers. Goes with the off speed. This one's laced to left field. Burdett's going over. I don't think he's going to get to it. No, he makes the grab. He went behind the dugout and makes the grab.
Yeah, could you see that? I couldn't see it, Tyler. But I was watching Landon Carter, and he held up his hands like, that's a great play, Ty, so we missed something good. And that ball's going down the line. Burdett must have tracked that thing really well into the corner. So far, Ty, he's made a couple really good plays in the game. Also has an assist to throw a runner out, trying to advance from first to second. Burdett looking good in left field.
No runners, as Wasatch has another 1-2-3 inning, this time brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. It's still 2-1 as we go into the fourth.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Top of the fourth inning brought to you by Country Gardens and Nursery, the only one-stop shop for everything garden and yard related in Heber Valley. Stop on in for their indoor plant shop and the plant of the month today.
It'll be Carter Bucad, Landon Carter, and Ashton Gurney to lead off the fourth inning for the Wasps. Bucad will take strike one. And Ty, Scott's just saved his best pitches for Carter. In his first at bat, he hit a couple of corners. He hits the inside right there. Has just done a good job. Carter's going to swing at the next one, though, and that's not going to matter. It's going to be a base knock through the 5-6 hole. Wasatch is, let's see, that's their fifth hit of the day. And Wasatch has the leadoff guy on.
Came in only averaging 6 hits per game in region play. Tyler Wasatch already knocking on the door, not even halfway through to that number. I might argue with you that, yes, Carter Bucad's seen the best pitches, but I thought Landon Carter also had 2 really tough pitches at the beginning of his at-bat. See how the response is here this time.
Runner on base. Wasatch has had success putting the runner in motion. Third baseman is going to come all the way in on the grass once again. There is action in the bullpen over on the Spanish Fork side. They're going to let Carter go ahead and swing, and he's going to go a ground ball to the shortstop. Dart bobbles it for a second and does get the lead. No, they're going to say he's safe. I think I'm going to disagree a little bit with that one.
I think it was an anticipation call. Bucad did beat him there, but the leg he was sliding in with was up above the bag. And so I think the umpire, I agree with you. I'd like to see that on replay. It's hard with the naked eye to know for sure, Tyler, but I definitely thought Bucad beat it there, but I'm not sure the foot got on the bag before the ball got there. Either way, a good benefit to Wasatch. Landon Carter hustling down the line was able to get to first base as well.
Bo Jones will come in and run. That's the first error of the game for either team, as Will just couldn't get it out of his glove. So runners on first and second, nobody away. Wasatch down by 1. Bring up Ashton Gurney. He lined out on a good barrel with the center fielder, his first at bat.
Wouldn't be
he is going to square. First baseman's going to come all the way in, almost to Gurney. Gurney's got to put it down the third base side. He's going to go to the pitcher instead. Pitcher will step, throw it to first base, and gets the job done. Both runners will move to second and third. So with 1 away, Wasatch with 2 runners in scoring position for Zach Burdett.
I love that. That's good baseball from Ashton Gurney, Tyler. He did score maybe just a hair too early, but he knew where he wanted to go with that thing. First baseman coming in. He didn't get intimidated. He's looking to bunt it down the third baseline. It wasn't perfect, but it also wasn't too fine. Sometimes hitters do that a little too fine, and they knock it foul. He pulled off the pitcher enough that it was able to advance the runners over. Great selfless at bat.
Burdett's going to swing at this one. It's a looping fly ball to right field. Right fielder is going to make the play, and it's too short. Carter Bucad's not going to be able to score from third. So 2 away, and that'll bring us to the top of the order to Crew Erickson. That's good. Just field placement, Ty, as the right fielder was just playing way shallow and was able to come up and make that. If he's playing straight up, that drops behind the second baseman.
Yeah, we've seen that exact same ball fall in against Wasatch in the earlier parts of this ball game, Ty.
He'll bring up Crew Erickson. He's 2 for 2, had a single through the 5-6 hole and a drag bunt and scored. See if he can do some damage here with runners on second and third. It'll take a 2-out hit. Spanish Fork has only had 2 base runners, and we're able to get them in on a 2-out knock by their number 8 hitter. Crew will take strike 1 on the inside part of the plate, so 0-1 the count. First base is open. We'll see how aggressive Scott gets. The high leg kick, the delivery, goes inside again, this time too far inside for ball 1.
Crew's cooled off in region play, Tyler. Was hitting over 400 in preseason games. He's now down to about 360, but with 2 hits today, that number back on the climb.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good series against Springville as well with a couple of doubles. The 1-1 goes with the off speed, too far down in the zone, and that moves the count to 2-1.
Well, he's probably the hitter you want up right now, Tyler. The bat's getting hot again, runners in scoring position, and his confidence is climbing. It's the right guy for this spot.
Scott comes set. And they're going to call it time. The catcher's actually going to call time. A little bit of confusion, and I think we're going to have a trip to the mound. Our first trip to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. As mentioned, best donuts in Utah. Stop on into Mirror Lake Station. Ty, also, David, not only a supporter of Wasatch Athletics, is also coaching 2 youth teams. Ty, he's got a 7th grade son and I believe a 3rd grade son, and he's helping coach both of those. one of the Wasatch greats that came through. Yeah, we were talking, Ty, just kind of Mount Rushmore's kind of a fun topic. And I'm going to throw it over to you, just catchers. So David was a catcher, and he's got to be up there as one of the better catchers, if not the best catcher to come through Wasatch. What other names come to mind when I throw out catchers for you?
Wasatch has been spoiled with some good catchers. Tag Baxter graduated in 14, is that right? 14, I think, from Wasatch. Really, really good catcher. Ended up going to play at the U for a year, and then he transferred to go play down in Arizona.
Texas. Went down to Texas, right?
Cochise College first, I think, in Arizona. Then
that's right.
Transferred one more
That's
time.
right.
Either way, great catcher there. Trent Sweat really developed into a good catcher as well for Wasatch. He elected not to play in college, but it wasn't because of lack of opportunity. He did get invited to play at Salt Lake Community College, so there's a couple that come to my mind for Wasatch in more recent memory.
We're back at it, the 2-1. Goes back to the off speed, misses low again. 3-1 count now here to Crew.
I think that's a pitch that's been called a time or two here. I think this is probably going to be the last hitter for this pitcher either way, Ty. Spanish is getting a lefty loose in the bullpen, and I think with Shaw, Gutierrez, Wilson, and Zimmerman coming up next, they'll probably go to that lefty-lefty
I think they might just
matchup.
put Crew on, and that's what they're going to do, Ty. They're going to go ahead and just put Crew on, so that'll load the bases, and we'll bring up Tragun Shaw, and we are going to have a pitching change. We'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back with your Tony's Tacos pitching change. Wasatch with the bases loaded, down 1 when we come back.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Alex Nelson now on the mound for the Spanish Fork Dons. 0-1 on the year, the lefty, senior. He'll come in to face the four straight lefties for the Wasps. Tragun Shaw, Alex Gutierrez, Chet Wilson, and Cole Zimmerman.
Yeah, this is a statistics move, isn't it, from Spanish Fork, Tyler? They got the lefty loose. I was watching Gubb, the Spanish Fork coach, over there, and he was specifically barking orders with the lefty. Sent out his pitching coach before that to buy a little bit more time to get him loose. Knew what they had coming up with Wasatch's lefty and Shaw, Gutierrez, Wilson, and Zimmerman. And they like the lefty-lefty matchups, which statistically is a good move. These lefties have struggled against left-handed pitching.
Bases juiced. He'll miss low and away. This pitching change brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town, but that's not all they have. Stop in for their chili rellenos, tortas, burritos, flautas, right there at their location on Main Street. Have proudly been in business since 2001. The 1-0 gets the inside corner for strike one. 1-1 the count.
I like that take from Tragun, Tyler. When you come out with a first pitch ball, bases loaded, there's really nowhere to put you. And I like putting a little pressure here on the pitcher, making him throw a strike.
The 1-1 doesn't get that spot that he's been given, Ty. 2-1, now the count on the low ball in the zone.
Now this should be a very hittable pitch for Tragun. The pitcher's got to come back with a fastball here. You don't want to go to 3-1, bases loaded.
2-1, misses low again. 3-1 now the count. He's missing close, but is missing, and now a good hitter's count here.
This is a perfect scenario for Tragun. He can be incredibly picky. You're looking for one pitch, one spot, trying to drive the ball into the left center gap on a line.
The 3-1 Lays off of it, so that'll fill up the zone, or fill up the count. 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners will get a head start. Nelson comes set, 2 away. Wasatch looking to tie or take the lead. The payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled off, and we'll reset. Bucad at third. Bo Jones running for Landon Carter at second, and Crew Erickson at first. A base knock with Crew speed at first, and a head start could score him.
Giving up a lot of line down that right field line, too, Tyler. Right fielder is playing straight up, about 90 feet off the baseline. Tragun can hit that line. You can see a lot of runs score.
The payoff is going to get by the catcher, so 1 run will come in, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game on the walk by Tragun Shaw.
Great battle. Great battle there from Tragun, Tyler. I know Tragun likes to be aggressive and go early. First pitch ball, he's probably got the take sign from the coach and holds him off going after that first pitch strike. Then a ball, then another ball, and then he patiently waits on that 3-1 count. Wasn't one he liked, fouled off another one, and then works his way into a wild pitch there on ball 4. It's just a good sequence from Tragun.
They'll bring up Alex Gutierrez. He'll take an off speed on the corner for strike 1. He's had himself a good day at the plate. Singled in his first at bat and then had a sacrifice fly RBI in his second at bat. Wasatch still with the bases loaded. 2-2 the score. Swung on and fouled off. 0-2 now the count.
Yeah, Alex has been one of the most reliable bats in the lineup, Tyler. He can just handle the bat. He can get you a hit to all parts of the field. He's very calm in this particular situation with 2 strikes on him.
0-2, he's going to have to battle. The 0-2 upstairs. He'll foul this one. Third baseman has a chance to make the play and won't make the play, and we will reset at 0-2. Nelson bent upstairs and kind of jammed Gutierrez on the pitch. He had a 2-strike hit in his first at bat to the 5-6 hole. Dart playing it way deep in that hole. Right now at short. The 0-2 goes back to the same spot and will foul it off nearly to the same spot. Chet Wilson on deck. Good speed at both second and first for Wasatch. Ball to the outfield, should score 2. The 0-2 goes back outside. Nelson behind the dish does a good job keeping that one in front of him. 1-2 now the count. A little bit of action in the bullpen behind us. Blake Sweat getting loose. A little bit of a surprise. Walker's been throwing well for the Wasps. The 1-2, and Gutierrez will foul it off again, and we'll reset at 1-2. We've got his parents right next to us. I should ask him, does he get an extra taco for every foul ball that he gets, in a bat? Or Sister shaking her head, nope, that's not happening.
Deal for him or something over there.
1-2 the count. Goes upstairs. Oh, he'll take that one off the helmet, and that actually went all the way foul, out of play.
I'm telling you, Alex is a man of the people. He's going to give souvenirs to kids someday in the stands. Hitting baseballs, foul balls left and right. That was a very gutsy play from Alex there, Tyler. I just have to say how that is. That ball high and tight is not one that you want to stand in there and take like that. It's between the neck and the helmet, and that's an uncomfortable ball, but he knows it's a run that can come across. So he stood in there, kind of ducked his head a little bit, and gets Wasatch a run.
Chet's going to swing at the first pitch. It's left down the left field side. Foul, and we'll reset at 0-1. I thought that had a chance to be fair, and it was just foul. So 0-1 the count. Base is still loaded. Wasatch able to push 2 across and tie it's the freebie game. 1 error and 3 walks. Wasatch does have 1 hit.
The pitching change has been interesting because Wasatch has not hit the lefty, but he's also not made them hit it. A base on balls and then a hit by pitch.
0-1. Does he get the spot? No. Umpire is kind of laid off that.
All of a sudden, Tyler.
1-1 now the count.
And that is a common thing. It drives coaches crazy, but it is a common thing. When you start struggling to throw strikes, the umpire is assuming the ball is not going to be in the zone when it leaves your hand, and you get fewer calls.
1-1. Chet gets a pitch. It's going to be to the 3-4 hole. First baseman comes over, makes the play. Bang, bang, play at first, and they call him out. Wasatch is retired, but they do push 2 across on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave the bases loaded for the second time today. But they do take the lead. It's 3-2 as we go into the bottom of the 4th.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paint.
Hi, this is Audra with Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know when kids feel close to their parents, they are more likely to listen to them when they set clear boundaries about alcohol and drugs? Doing things with your children they are interested in and taking time to talk with them about their day will help create strong bonds. A great goal is to spend at least 15 minutes a day of one-on-one time with each child. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. To learn more, visit our Facebook page, the Caring Community Coalition of Wasatch County.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the fourth brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized sales, service, and repair. Stop on into their store in Midway or visit them at gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. Seth Argyle will lead it off for the Dons. Grounded out of the first baseman in his first at bat. Swing and a miss to lead off the second. He'll swing at this one as well. Foul ball behind us. 0-2 now the count.
Well, the Wasatch offense has responded. They've given Walker a lead to work with. It's slim, but he does have a lead, and that's not something Max has had too often when he's been on the mound. Tyler, that Salem game, for example, pitched really well, but never was able to work with the lead. Let's see how Max does now pitching with a slim lead here in the middle to later part of the game.
It'll be Argyle, Lamson, Doer. 3, 4, 5 up for the Dons. Meat of the order. The 1-2. This is going to be a roped single through the 3-4 hole. Only the fourth hit of the day for the Dons, but they've taken advantage of their hits, and they have a leadoff guy on. See what Gub decides to do here. Got Ty with nobody out and a runner on first, and your number 4 hitter coming up. Riley Lamson lined out to the shortstop in his first at bat.
Yeah, well, if I'm Chet, I'm not stepping too far back there, Tyler. Probably going to come up near the base, maybe on the cut, and expect a bunt.
Walker working out of the stretch. Delivers off speed inside, ball 1. Gub decides to coach from the dugout. Ty has a first base coach and a third base coach, and then he gives the signs from the dugout. Batter will step out and deliver. Pickoff move from Walker. Haven't seen too many pickoff moves. He likes to work fast on the mound. That one's not in time. 1-0 the count here to Lamson. 4:32 coming into today's game. The 1-0, he's going to let him swing again. That one misses. Ball 2.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the best batting average on Spanish Fork.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Is here in the box. So understandable why you wouldn't want to lay down a bunt maybe in this situation and take the bat out of your best hitter's hand.
Gets a strike there for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. He's also had line out, single, double in his next 3 guys against Walker the first time through the lineup. 2-1 the count, nobody away. After a leadoff single, Walker comes set. Now he'll square. That one's going to be, though, in the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, that's an interesting call to put the bunt back on in that situation, Taya. And again, I understand because of what you just said, this upcoming part of the lineup was the part that actually got to Walker the first time Spanish Fork was able to get runners around and score.
3-1, another pickoff move, not in time.
You maybe like your matchups coming up here against Walker.
Well, how many pitches is Walker at as well, Ty?
He's at 43.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't thrown a lot of pitches either, so a bat like this also pushes the pitch count up. 3-1, it's fastball, swung on and fouled straight back. Oh, that hit the flagpole right behind us, Ty. That's not a very big flagpole, and it got it.
No, it's waving back and forth now too, Ty.
Full count now with nobody away. Lamson, I think, is mad at himself, Ty. Pretty good fastball there. Couldn't catch up to it. The payoff pitch, swing and a foul ball right at you.
I could have had that one. Yeah, I could have had that. Fence got in the way over here. Walker doing a good job battling here on the mound, Ty. Fighting back. Was down in this count. See if the runner goes in motion here.
And another pickoff move. He's getting back easily, not having to dive back. And Walker will reset. Takes a deep breath. Takes a quick look, delivers, swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the day by Physical at the fit stop. And Wasatch has one away here in the bottom of the 4th.
That's gutsy. That's a gutsy pitching sequence there from Max. Didn't give in. And when I say didn't give in, I mean he didn't go away from his best pitch. He likes his fastball, and he can locate that fastball. It's not that his breaking pitch isn't good, because it is. But when you get to full count, he went fastball, and he didn't give in, thinking, I've got to change this on this next pitch. Goes with the hard fastball on the outside and fooled the hitter.
It's going to bring up DeWare. He's going to swing at the first pitch. He had a bloop single his first time and almost has a bloop single again, but Gutierrez does a good job of floating over, making the play. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
That's a good play from Alex, Tyler. That is a tough ball to go get if you're a second baseman. That ball kind of floating away from you as it spins and starts coming down, and it's just awkward to go back behind the first baseman and make that play on the run. Alex made that look easy.
It's going to bring up Britt Nilsson. He doubled to the left center field gap in his first at bat and also scored. He's going to step in on the right-hand side, playing third base today for the Dons. Off-speed pitch is a ground ball to the third side. Goes foul for strike 1. Max doing a good job of mixing up that first pitch. Went with off-speed that time and caught Nilsson, who was looking fastball off balance.
Yeah, if you missed the Dairy King pregame show, we talked extensively about his first pitch statistics, Ty. Just below 70% first pitch strikes on the year. And those numbers usually tend to be good for Max. And when he throws a first pitch strike, the batters are below 200 now on the season getting on base, and he walks less than 1 out of 10 of those guys he throws a first pitch on. First pitch strike, that is.
That pitch is in the dirt. Good job from Landon of smothering it. Makes the count 1-1. Wasatch leads 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Walker comes set, one look, delivers, goes back to the off speed on the inside corner. Umpire likes it for strike 2.
Well, that's a good job receiving from Landon Carter behind the dish there, Tyler. He was able to swing his body around that pitch and get that glove coming up to receive that ball. Made it look really clean to the umpire when he caught it.
1-2, goes upstairs. Nelson will lay off of it. 2-2 now the count. Deuces with 2 away. I want to remind you, you're listening to 94.5 The Peak. 2-2 the count, a little bit of confusion. The pitch, swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in the inning after giving up a leadoff single, and Max Walker is able to get out of it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left, 1 left on base. It's still 3-2 as we go into the 5th.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah. Everyone here at Bank of Utah believes that we are an extension of our community. Not only do we craft banking solutions to help families and businesses in our area, we boost the community by proudly supporting local organizations like Wasatch High School. Because when our communities thrive, we all thrive. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience community banking at its best. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 5th inning, Wasatch leading 3-2 over Spanish Fork. 5th inning action brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage and his team will help you find the perfect mortgage that fits your situation. It will be painless and easy at Guild Mortgage.
Another pitching change here for the Dons. They're going to go with Walker Evans. Evans on the year, 8 innings pitched and a 7.00 ERA. Righty also has the lone RBIs on the game for the Dons. He'll face off against Cole Zimmerman, Carter Bucad, and Landon Carter, who will lead off the top of the 5th. Wasatch leading 3-2. Ball 1 with the off-speed low. Cole right back into the box, takes fastball for strike 1. Zimmerman on the day, popped out to the third baseman and grounded out to the first baseman on a really nice play by the Dons' first baseman. Fastball misses that time, 2-1. Evans working out of the windup. The 2-1. And does he get the spot? No. 3-1 now the count. Interesting that one wasn't called, Ty. That one's been called throughout the game.
There's a difference on how that catcher's receiving it now, though.
That's a
Tyler.
good point. 3-1. Zimmerman's going to take a hack at this one. He's going to push the center fielder back, and he'll make the play. Good barrel there from Zimmerman, and a good play from the center fielder. One away here in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, that's a good swing from Cole. That's a good sign. I know that ball didn't get down as a hit, but Cole's been maybe what he would tell you is in a little bit of a slump lately, Tyler, and not seeing a lot of consistent barrels. That's a good sign, though. He's right on the barrel on that one.
He's going to bring up Carter Bucad. He'll take strike one. He singled and scored on his last at-bat, grounded out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. Continues to hit well in region play. He's going to try a drag bunt. Misses. 2 strikes.
Carter's last at bat, Tyler, we didn't talk about it enough. It was a really tough pitch that he hit down and out, and he was able to find his way through with a single.
He's going to take a hack at this one. Barrels this one foul. He'll stay alive at 0-2. Forgot to mention, pitching change once again brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Best tacos in town. Have proudly been in business since 2001. Stop in to their Main Street location. Off-speed pitch is going to be fouled off again. Carter again with another good at bat.
It's a busy week for us here on 94.5 The Peak. Have this game that's currently going on. Have the little cross game tonight, Ty, that we'll also have on the air starting at 7 o'clock. And then baseball in action Thursday and Friday.
Another off-speed pitch is going to be to the 3-4 hole, and the second baseman is not going to be able to get to it. Man, that's a pretty piece of hitting there from Bucad. He gets the off-speed pitch and just pushes it the other way, and he's now got another 2-hit day.
Ty, you're right. He's showing all the tools here today, isn't he? He's played a good defensive shortstop for the Wasps. Got a hit to the left side, got a hit to the right side. He's just doing a little bit of everything here today, battling with 2 strikes, jumping on the pitches early on in the count. It's been a great day for Carter.
It's going to bring up Landon Carter. Reached on an error and ended up scoring in his last at-bat and grounded out to the second baseman. First time we've seen Evans out of the stretch. He'll go pick-off move, not in time. You mentioned the boys lacrosse team, Ty, will be on the air tonight covering them. They're currently sitting at number 5 in the RPI standing, 6-3 overall, dominated Salem Hill 17-7 in their region opener. And as you said, you take on Maple Mountain tonight. Maple comes in number 10, Ty, and talking to the boys, it's us or them when it comes to the region championship this year.
Yeah, so this is a big one, Ty. It should be a good showing out there tonight. On the road, it's always a little bit tougher.
Strike one to Carter. Pickoff move, once again, not in time. Pretty good move there from Evans. Ashton Gurney on deck. Evans comes set. Another pickoff move. That time Bucad didn't have as big a lead. So done his job. Bucad scooted back a little bit to the bag. Now he'll take an extra step. The 0-1. Off-speed pitch. Carter's going to go with it to the right center field gap. And is the ball down? No, it's down. Bucad had to pause. Can he get to second in time? He does get in time. So a single from Landon Carter. And Wasatch has runners on first and second with 1 away.
Boy, that's good closing speed from that center fielder, Tyler. I really thought that ball was down off the bat, and he was just screaming in there to the glove hand side. Made a great diving effort, and an effort that could keep the ball in front, too, and hold the runners from advancing. The ball did get into the glove for just a moment, but as he hit the ground, it popped free. Nice job from Landon to battle, but a great attempt there from the center fielder as well.
Going to bring up Ashton Gurney. He had a good barrel in his first at-bat that went to the center fielder and then had a nice sacrifice bunt that set up the 2-run fourth.
Yeah, I feel like Ashton Gurney, that's going to be one of the underrated moments of this game. That bunt was a big deal from Ashton to move the runners over and get Spanish Fork reeling a little bit on the mound.
Ball 1. 3 looks here at Bucad at second. The 1-0 misses again. 2-0 now the count with Burdett in the hole, on deck.
And both these guys, Tyler Gurney at the plate has had a really quiet but very important productive game for Wasatch. Zach Burdett has been lights out in left field getting the start today for the Wasps as well.
2-0 misses high and inside. 3-0 now the count here to Ashton Gurney. Wasatch has had the bases loaded multiple times in the ballgame, has yet to get a hit with the bases loaded. Both runs in the last inning coming off of walks. Pitcher gets the strike call at the belt that time, so 3-1 now the count here to Gurney. Garrett Christensen now has the bat here on the on-deck circle. The 3-1. That one's going to be roped to deep left field. Left fielder going back. He's not going to get to it. Carter Bucad will come around and score. Bo Jones will go from first to third, and Ashton Gurney hammers the double, and Wasatch extends their lead to 4-2.
Boy, that ball was tattooed. Ashton got all of that. Tyler pushes it all the way back to the wall. Great launch angle coming off the bat. That's the way you step in with a 3-run count, runners on base. You know the pitcher's going to be coming back after you. Gurney is locked in and ready to go today.
It's going to be Garrett Christensen in a pitch hit roll here for Zach Burdett. He's going to come up with runners on second and third, and then the top of the order on deck.
Well, Coach Jacobson's been pulling all the right strings today, Tyler. The defensive alignments he put out there, the people he's inserted, Gurney, Burdett, they have been very, very good today. Let's see if he's got one more magic touch here in having Christensen step in as your pinch hitter.
That first extra base hit of the day brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist. Wasatch leads 4-2 here in the top of the fifth. Nice play from Cal Nilsson behind the dish. That bounced about 2 feet in front of the plate, and he's able to knock it down. I always check to see if he makes it back to a stance tie on a ball like that. So I've seen catchers not make it back after that.
Got a story listeners may not be understanding completely there, Ty. I think you're referencing myself on that one.
The 1-0 gets the outside corner for strike one when Ty was catching. And you didn't mention yourself as one of the Wasatch great catchers, but you were there, Ty. You were one of those teams that took third place 3 straight years, and you caught one to the throat trying to block one of those balls, and you didn't make it back into the stance. You ended up going face first into the dirt. 2 on the count.
Ty, it's hard to throw myself into that mix with the pitchers. It's easy to look good as a catcher when you have the pitchers that I caught for a couple D1 level pitchers. They made life easy.
Big swing and a miss. Moves the count to 2-2. 1 away. Runners on second and third. Wasatch already with 1 run in the inning and with 2 runners in scoring position. Infield is in for Spanish Fork as they're cutting it off on the grass. Let's see if Christensen can do something with it. 2-2 off speed. He's going to elevate this one to center field. Jones is going to go back and try to tag up on it. Ablanut makes the catch. Jones is going to try to score from third. He will score from third, and Gurney will advance to third on the tag up at second base, and a sacrifice fly RBI for the junior Garrett Christensen.
It's just another good call from Coach Jacobson there, Tyler. You get Christensen in, who maybe strikes out a little more than normal, but he also can get you a good deep fly ball, and that's what McKay was looking for on that. Christensen delivers, gets the deep fly ball to center, pushes across another run.
It's going to bring up Crew Erickson. He's going to rope this one to the left center field gap. Oh, and what a play by the left fielder. And Wasatch is retired, but they do push 2 runs across on 3 hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner on base. It's 5-2. We'll keep it here for the 5th inning stretch, brought to you by Guild Mortgage, and I'll throw it over to you, Ty, for the Gordon Law Group scoring recap.
Well, this has been a fun one so far, Tyler. People were wondering how this Wasatch team would respond, having a disappointing week last week against Springville, and we can say confidently they have responded in a very positive way. Max Walker was just what the doctor ordered, came out, had an 8-pitch first inning, did Walker, and he was able to hold Spanish Fork scoreless, and that's really set the tone in this game. Wasatch has had a lot of guys on base to this point, Tyler. They weren't able to push across any runs in the first or second, but they did threaten, ended up having the bases loaded in the first, but couldn't get any runs across. The Dons actually struck first, getting a couple hits right in a row. They had a single, then a double, then another single in the second inning, and they took a 2-0 lead, but Wasatch has responded, pushing across a run in the third, 2 in the fourth, and then 2 there in the last inning in the fifth. Wasatch now leading 5-2 over Spanish Fork. Walker has thrown only 52 pitches, Tyler. He's thrown nearly 80% strikes out of those 52 pitches. 3 strikeouts to go with only 4 hits given up. He's been excellent today for the Wasps. As far as the batters go, Tyler, it's been a good day at the plate for Wasatch. They've got 8 hits on the game. Bucad and Erickson each have 2 hits. And then Gutierrez with a single. Wilson also has a hit on the day, a single. Landon Carter with a single. And Ashton Gurney with a double there in the last inning. That's your Gordon Law Group game recap to this point. Wasatch leading 5-2.
The Gordon Law Group's your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in saying, yeah, we do that. Zach Burdett will re-enter in at left field after being pinch hit for. For the Dons, it'll be Cal Nilsson, Walker Evans, and Xavier Amine, your 7-8-9 hitters for the Dons. Inside ball 1, Walker still on the mound. Bottom of the fifth brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialists. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. 1-0 misses outside for ball 2.
Walker's still got plenty left in the tank, Tyler. This next pitch will be halfway to what the maximum number of pitches are for a pitcher in a game. So he's got enough to finish this one. But does he have enough stamina after sitting on the bench for a little bit in that last inning? Sometimes that can throw a pitcher's rhythm off.
3-0 the count as he misses 3 straight. Walker shrugs the shoulders, delivers the 3-0. That one's in there for a strike, and it's a green light swing, and that's going to be fouled back out of play. 3-1 now the count.
Oh, that's an interesting green light. 3-0 to your 7-hitter, down by 3 runs.
Grounded out to the third baseman in his last at-bat, the catcher today for the Dons.
I think that's telling about the program. Really only one of two things, either ultra-aggressive hitters or a guy that didn't see the signs.
3-1, and that one's going to be a single through 3-4, and it's going to get by Shaw in right field. Nelson's going to try to advance to second base and will advance to second base. So a single, and then it gets through the legs of the right fielder, and Spanish Fork has their first runner on, and he is in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, it's a good barrel. 7-8-9 coming up. If you're Walker, you want to look to shut these guys down. You are going to have a different hitter hitting in the 9 hole at this point, Tyler. There's been some movement within the lineup.
So it'll be Walker Evans, who was playing, I believe, in right field. He's now on the mound. He singled to left field and brought in 2 RBIs right down the third base side. We'll see what they decide to do here. Wasatch has Zimmerman playing in on the grass. Wilson also playing in, even with the bag. Walker's going to come with strike 1, and that moves the count to 0-1. Walker wants to discuss things over with his catcher with the runner on second base. Trip to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station.
It might have been just what the doctor ordered for Walker, Tyler. Kind of wake him up again a little bit, maybe get him a little bit frustrated. When he has an attitude, he pitches a little bit better. And see if he can get some of that swagger, some of that attitude back here on the mound.
Big inning here for the Dons. Wasatch leading by 3, 5-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Walker comes set, working out of the stretch with the runner on second. Nobody away. The pitch misses high, ball 1. Number 8 hitter up here for the Dons, but does have the lone RBIs in the ball game after a 2 RBI single with runners in second and third.
You don't want to get too greedy or too fine here on the mound if you're Max. Have that runner on second. Obviously, that's something to be concerned with, but you want to minimize the inning more than anything. Leading by 3, if that run scores, it's not the end of the world at this point.
1-1, it's going to be roped to center field. Crew started in, now he's going back. He makes the play over his shoulder, but because he's making the play over his shoulder, the runner will advance to second to third on the sacrifice fly. And the umpire, it looked like, when I looked down, it looked like he was gotten pretty quick off the bag. Yeah. Either way, the runner will advance to third, so 1 away on the fly out to the center fielder. And now a pinch hitter, as you said, Ty, will be Robertson. Caleb Robertson on the year. Robertson hitting .357 with 1 run scored, 3 RBIs, and a couple of doubles. Walker's going to go back to working out of the windup with a runner on third, and he gets strike 1 at the belt.
Well, go after him, Tyler. I'm going to be, this is going to sound crazy. Even if this runner comes across third, I just wouldn't make a big deal about it. I just would want 2 outs with the top of the lineup coming up and Will Dart next.
0-1. It's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and that'll be a single. Run will come in. So an RBI by the number 8 hitter and an RBI by a number 9 hitter. Wasatch still leads 5-3 with 1 run in here for the Dons.
Well, here you go. It's got check time here. Bottom of the 5th inning. You got a 2-run lead. Top of the lineup. The best hitters coming up for the Dons. Tying run coming to the plate. You've got power here at number 1. You've got some power at 2, 3, and 4 as well.
Dart has flown out to left field and popped out to the shortstop in his 2 at-bats. He's going to take an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Dart playing shortstop, kind of tweaked to the wrist a little bit, it looked like, in the first inning. Chet playing back.
Extra minute to put down some signs, Ty.
The 0-1, it's going to be another ground ball, this time to Bucad. Bucad stops, throws it to second, throws it to first. Not in time at first base, but they get the lead runner. Great play there to the backhand side from Bucad. And Wasatch has 2 away now with the runner on first.
Carter continues to be solid over there at shortstop, Tyler. You're right. Good play, good range for Carter. That ball's in the hole. But he does such a good job with his footwork, Tyler, that as he's fielding that, he's able to get into a good throwing position and throw a rocket over to Alex. Alex also did a really good job to receive that and quickly get it to first base. But the speed of Dart getting down the line, there's just not much of a chance.
Off-speed pitch once again in there for strike one. It'll be Ian Abelin up the center fielder. He's made some good plays in the outfield. He's ground out to the shortstop and flown out to left field on what could have been the defensive play of the day for the Wasps. Zach Burdett making a nice play down the left field line. 0-1 the count here with a runner on first. Walker takes a couple of extra looks, delivers the 0-1. Fastball above the belt for ball one.
I'm curious to see the strategy here from Spanish Fork, Tyler. You got some wheels, your leadoff hitter at first base, but 2, 3, 4 coming up and the tying runs coming to the plate. How aggressive will the Dons want to be?
Goes back to the off-speed, freezes him again, and that moves the count to 1-2.
This would probably be the pitch to have him go on, but is Max going to go 2 off-speed pitches in a row? You really want to go on an off-speed pitch. It takes longer for the ball to get there. It gets you an extra step as a base runner. See if Walker comes back with a fastball here.
Pauses, delivers the 1-2, gets the outside corner. No, too far outside, moves the count to 2-2. So deuces with the runner on first. 2 away. Gub takes an extra second.
So here's the conventional wisdom on this sign, Tyler. 2-2 count. This would be the count you do come back with an off-speed pitch of some kind. So that's the one you want to send a runner on.
Instead, he gets a swing and a miss in the dirt. He'll tag the runner, and Wasatch gets out of the inning. Does give up 1 run on 2 hits. 1 error, 1 runner is left on base. It's 5-3 as we go into the 6th.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving deliciousness daily. So stop in today.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 6th inning, Wasatch leading 5-3. 6th inning action brought to you by Gucci Goo Barbecue. From the words of the Gucci customers, the barbecue is super good. The nachos and the Gucci sundae were amazing. We definitely ate more than we should have, and I will definitely be coming back for more. Some of the best barbecue around. That's Gucci Goo Barbecue.
Evan still on the mound for the Dons. He'll face Shaw, Gutierrez, Wilson. 2-3-4 up for the Wasps with a 2-run lead. 5-3 the score. Shaw walked in his last at-bat, and it was a good at-bat that ended up bringing in a run on the walk. Struck out in his first at-bat and had a great barrel to right field that was caught in his second at-bat. 1-1 the count as he fouls off the second pitch. Gets the outside. No, misses on the outside corner. Moves the count to 2-1. I think it's just safe to say Ty don't have as good an angle over here from where I'm at compared to the umpires.
You thought that was a strike, huh?
3-1 now the count as he misses high and in. Gutierrez waiting in the hole. He's had a good day at the plate. Single, sac fly, and a hit by pitch that also brought in a run. 3-1 here to Shaw. Misses up. Ball 4.
Well, that's what the doctor ordered. Leadoff man on.
With
Tragun's got
3-4-5 up.
Yeah, 3-4-5 coming up.
It's going to earn a trip to the mound from Cal Nilsson. Again, our trips to the mound always brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Make the trip over to Camas and get some of their best in-state donuts. Owners David and Kristen Wade always welcoming.
Ty, a couple more good Wasatch catchers. Speaking of Mirror Lake, David, one of the good catchers. Talked about Tag, Trent, Moritz, right? There was a young man by the name of Moritz there in the early, like 2009, 2011 range.
Throw TJ North in there, Ty, which was 2003, 2004.
Yeah, TJ was really
2004, 2005, 2-year starter. again on those teams that were region champs. Gutierrez is going to elevate one to left center field. Nobody's going to get to that one. Tragun has to pause at second. Tragun paused for a second to make sure that was going to be down, and instead of going from first to third, he'll stop at second. So first and second, nobody out on another single, second hit of the day for Alex Gutierrez. Hit number 9 for the Wasps. We mentioned in the Dairy King pregame show only 6 hits per game in region play. Wasatch has really hit the ball well today. Nobody out, runners on first and second for Chet Wilson. Walk, single, and a ground out.
And there's a lot of candidates for your offensive player, but Gutierrez maybe has been the best of them. Tyler, 2 for 2 here on the day, has a sac fly as well. Sorry, 2 for 3 in his at-bats. No, it is 2 for 2. It has a sac fly where Wasatch was able to score a run, tagging up as well. He's been good. Alex has been good for the Wasps here at the plate. Your other candidates so far, Carter Bucad has a couple hits on the day as well, Tyler. Crew Erickson, a couple hits, but Ashton Gurney is definitely going to be in the mix as well. A double and an RBI for the Wasps. Also has an important sacrifice bunt that moved him over. The Wasatch batting lineup has stepped up today, up and down, from number 1 all the way down to number 9. They've been good.
We are going to have a pitching change. We'll go ahead and take a break. Wasatch leads 5-3, threatening, runners on first and second with nobody out.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice. And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Pitching change for the Spanish Fork Dons, brought to you by Tony's Tacos. Open since 2001. Proud supporters of Wasatch High School athletics and the best tacos in town. Tyler, good, authentic Mexican street tacos. And they've got all kinds of options with the meat. You can get the carne asada, the pork. You can get the beef. Just lots of good options there at Tony's Tacos. Proud supporter of Wasatch High School athletics.
Chet's going to lay down the drag bunt, and it's a good one, Ty. Nobody's getting out on that one. Another single from Chet, and the bases are loaded for Cole Zimmerman.
What a perfect bunt there, Tyler. Number 4 hitter coming up. You and I talked off air. Do you bunt here? It's something that coaches are going to have in their mind, but Chet didn't show it early. Spanish Fork then didn't have their wits about them. And why it's a great position, too. The pitcher coming in very first, Tyler, he's thinking about throwing strike with runners on base. Third base is staying home with the runner on second, so your pitcher is supposed to be covering the third base line. He's got his head in a different area. Chet shows late, puts down a perfect bunt, and now you got bases juiced. Nobody out with one of your best hitters coming up.
It'll be Cole Zimmerman. He had a great barrel to the center fielder in his last at-bat. He's 0 for 3 today, but does have the bases loaded. He'll miss, or Cal Marziel on the mound right now for the Dons. Misses for ball 1. Working out of the stretch. The 1-0. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. 1-1 now the count.
Ty, a funny story about that bunt from Chet, too. Do you remember with him coming up as a freshman and a sophomore? We coached him when he was a sophomore, and we used to run bunting drills, and he was so funny with the bunts. Finish that story here in a minute as we got another ball. Because
nice pitch there. He moves down to 1-2.
He was one of the best bunters, but he could not put it down the third base line. Every bunt, he would be going over to the first baseman. We had the conversation over and over and over again about needing to develop that bunt down the third baseline as a lefty. Boy, has he done it over the last couple of years. That was as good as it gets.
The 1-2 swung on, and that will be fouled out of play.
But he was funny, wasn't he? He's like, Coach, why are you doing that? I can bunt down the first base line. Let's just keep doing that. And it was all in jest, Tyler. He wasn't really complaining about it, but he's worked hard to develop other parts of his game.
Walk, single. The bases are loaded with nobody away here in the top of the 6th. Wasatch already leading by 2 runs. Cole Zimmerman's going to get a hold of this one. Nobody's getting to it. It's into the left center field gap. 1 run will come in. 2 runs will come in. A stand-up double for Cole Zimmerman, and Wasatch takes the 7-3 lead.
Ty, you just knew that was going to happen, didn't you, because of his last at-bat. That last at-bat, he was on the barrel. Yes, he got out, but you could tell he was seeing it a little bit different, Tyler, and the swing was coming back to him. Gets 2 strikes on him there, no big deal. Stays poised, stays calm, shows you the opposite field power, drives in a couple important runs for the Wasps, taking out a 4-run lead here in the top of the 6th.
Brings up Carter Bucad. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple of singles and has scored both times he's reached base. Runners on second and third, nobody away still. First pitch of the bat, Carter goes after it, fouls it off for strike 1. Well, no runs in the first, no runs in the second, 1 run in the third, and then it's been 2-2-2 in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, but Wasatch still threatening with nobody away and runners on second and third. Leading now 7-3. Marziel comes set, delivers the 1-0-1. It's an off-speed pitch. Bucad is going to elevate this one, and first baseman will make the play for the first out of the day. So second and third still with 1 away now for Landon Carter.
Carter's been good all day long, Tyler. The Wasatch team is going to have to pick him up after he misses on his opportunity there. But it's a team game, and it's turn for some other guys to step in and get some knocks here. Landon Carter and Gurney both with hits on the day as well. So good options for the Wasps coming up next.
Single to the right center field gap in his last at bat. Lays off that off speed. They does get the inside corner for strike 1. Carter has also scored twice. His speed up runner has scored twice. 0-1 the count. Again, runners on second and third are Wilson and Zimmerman. This one's going to be swung on and fouled off his leg for strike 2.
Yeah, that's a great little trick that us former catchers, I caught as well, got to have is if you're not that fast like me, you run out a speed-up runner, and they get to run around for you and be a lot faster for you. Some catchers are faster, but you can replace in high school with a courtesy runner.
0-2. Landon's going to elevate this one to the left center field gap again, and it's down. Another double for the Wasps, and another 2 runs come in. A nice swing from the sophomore. He's got 2 hits on the day and 2 RBIs. Wasatch now leads 9-3.
That ball's hammered, Tyler. That's to the deepest part of the park there, left center gap. Carter's got all of that thing. Probably hit that around 340, maybe 350 on the fly there, Tyler. Wasatch has got the bats alive here in this one.
Another trip to the mound from the Dons as Ashton Gurney comes up to the plate. He doubled for an RBI in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. See if Spanish Fork decides to make another pitching change. Wasatch has blown this thing open, 9-3 the score. We've got Gurney and Burdett up for the Wasps.
Gives me a chance to brag on this team, Tyler. 12 hits on the day so far for the Wasps. 9 of those 12 have been singles. They've got 3 doubles on the board. Carter, Gurney, and Zimmerman with doubles on the day. As far as the RBIs go, that's again scattered widely across the board. Gutierrez has 2. Shaw with 1. Landon Carter with 2 on that last at bat. Gurney has an RBI. Zimmerman also with 2 RBIs on his double, and Garrett Christensen in a pinch hit appearance got an RBI on the sac fly.
Marziel will stay in the game. It'll bring up Gurney, who again doubled over the left fielder's head in his last at bat and had a sacrifice bunt that ended up scoring 2 runs later in the inning in his second at bat. That one's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. Runner on second base is Bo Jones, who's running once again for Carter. Carter's reached base 3 times today, reached on an error and scored, singled and scored, and now has a double with a couple of RBIs. 1-0 the count here to Gurney. Outside corner, strike 1. 1-1 now the count.
I'm really impressed by the game here from Ashton Gurney, Tyler. He's been out of the lineup for a couple weeks, and some players would get their heads down and maybe lose some confidence.
1-1. Bo thought he had him timed up. Instead, he's going to be thrown out at third base. Nice job of switching up the looks there from the pitcher, and Wasatch has 2 away now with nobody on. Well, let's see if they can get things back going. 1-1 the count, 2 away with the bases now cleared.
To finish that thought on Ashton, though, Ty, he's just been rock solid today. In all of his opportunities, he hasn't tried to do too much. He's just been exactly what you would hope.
Another pitch on the outside corner, lands it for a strike. 1-2 now the count. Back-to-back pretty good pitches there from Marziel. Working out of the windup now with the bases clean. 1-2 goes to the off speed. Gurney lays off of it. 2-2 now the count with two away. Extra base hits today brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. 3 doubles on the day for the Wasps. 2 coming in this inning by Zimmerman, who brought in 2 runs, and Landon Carter that brought in 2 runs. The 2-2. Off-speed pitch. Gurney will foul it off, and we'll reset at 2-2.
Well, the Dons are going through a lot of pitching, Tyler, and this series, because of weather, doesn't have the gap that a normal series would have, right? Playing on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. And pitching could come into play here in games 2 and 3.
2-2 goes back to the off speed, and he gets the low zone that time for strike 3. That is strikeout number 2 on the day. And Wasatch is able to score 4 on 4 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 9-3 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S. Wasatch High School Sports is on the radio.
Bottom of the 6th inning brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years.
First pitch is going to be swung on. Backhand fielding by Zimmerman, fields it clean, flips it to Walker. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. That was Seth Argyle, the number 3 hitter. He singled in his last at bat. The 3-4-5 up for the Dons, and Wasatch has 1 away. Riley Lamson, a line out to the shortstop and a strikeout in his last at bat. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1.
It's been the Max Walker show in this one, Tyler. 5.1 innings pitched at this point, only 71 pitches, 3 runs given up. Wasatch leading 9-3 in this ball game.
That one gets away from him a little bit. 1-1 now the count here to the number 4 hitter, Lamson. Highest batting average on the team coming into today, a .432 batting average. The 1-1 goes back to the off speed and lands it again. Moves count to 1-2. Wasatch will have games 2 and 3 at home Thursday and Friday. Moved this one around due to some weather. 1-2 goes back to the off speed. It's elevated to left center field. Burdett going over, settles underneath it, makes the play. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. You know, you've talked about the left field play. Solcher played well in the Springville series. Burdett has played really well, Ty, and he's playing straight up, and you've talked about this. That means he's 90 feet away from the foul line, so he makes that play look really easy. Plus, he's made plays on the foul line, so he's covered left field really nicely here in the game today. We'll bring up Ethan Doerr. Had a single in his first at bat on a bloop single over the second baseman's head and then popped out to the second baseman. He'll take strike 1 on another off-speed pitch here from Walker. Goes back to it again, and he lands it again. 0-2 the count. How many pitches is he at, Ty?
76. So he's done for the week, Tyler, after this game, no matter what.
0-2, and another swing and a miss. Brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop. That's strikeout number 5. And a 1-2-3 inning. Wasatch goes into the 7th, leading 9-3.
A UCCU home equity line of credit puts your home's equity to work for you. Finish your basement or yard and raise your home's value. Pay off higher interest, help with college or weddings. It's peace of mind knowing that you have a low-rate line of credit ready for whatever, whenever. UCCU will also provide you with a home equity Visa card, giving you instant access to your equity. Learn more or start your application today at uccu.com or stop by any branch. UCCU. Love where you bank.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 7th, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. Stop on into Mirror Lake Station for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. It'll be Burdett, and then top of the order for the Wasps, Burdett, Erickson, Shaw. Another pitcher on the mound for the Dons will be Jaden McHouston. 1 1/3 innings pitched on the year with a 10.5 ERA. Zach Burdett's going to come up. He grounded out to the second baseman and popped out to the right fielder in his 2 at-bats. Takes ball 1 below the knees. Swings at this one that's a little bit up in the zone. Kind of a swinging bunt that's fielded foul. 1-1 now the count.
Well, the Wasps need 3 more outs in this one, Tyler, and let's see if they can put a little insurance / exclamation point on this game. They've got a good, healthy lead of 6 runs and a really good spot to win this, but let's see if they can build some confidence in themselves and extend this lead.
That one goes behind Burdett for ball 2.
For the first time in a while, I mean, these guys are having fun out here. They're smiling, they're enjoying coming in, they're laughing, and it looks like they're just finally playing a little bit more loose. I'd like to see what this team can do if they can have that attitude through the remainder of the season.
2-2 the count after another foul ball that Jacobson makes a nice play on at third base. That one's going to be roped over McKay's head. He's not going to be able to get to that one. 2-2 the count still. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 7th. Wasatch leading 9-3 over the Dons. 2-2. That one's in the dirt for ball 3. Both teams kind of fighting. Spanish Fort coming in number 19 in the RPI standings. Wasatch coming in at number 24, really fighting for a chance to get into the postseason.
Yeah, hanging on by their fingertips, aren't they? 24 is the last spot to make the state tournament.
Burdett survives, fouls that one off. That was a little bit up in the zone, so we'll keep it at 3-2. The other teams did play yesterday. Salem Hills and Maple Mountain, the top 2 teams in Region 9 right now, played, and Salem came away with the 2-1 victory. Full count pitch, gets Burdett, and he will have a leadoff base runner once again.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Holman, that little lefty from Salem Hills, Tyler, pretty good pitcher. I would assume Maple also threw their good little lefty, a sophomore, and that was probably quite a pitcher's duel. 2-1 in that score, low-scoring affair. Expected a little bit more offensive fireworks maybe from those guys as the series progresses this week.
Springville beat Provo 10-7 in that series. Crew Erickson now comes up to the plate for the Wasps. He'll take ball 1. Crew's had a good day at the plate. Single walk, and then had a great barrel that was caught on a diving catch by the left fielder. Takes ball 1. Long look at Burdett at first base. Burdett with good wills. Pickoff move, not in time. Your standings to right now, Salem Hills currently leading at 7-0, Maple Mountain 7-3, Spanish 3-3, Springville 4-6, Provo 3-7, and Wasatch at the bottom at 2-7. Leading 9-3 in this one though. Big swing and a miss there from Crew. Moves the count to 1-1. Continuing on, Tyler, around Region 9, the current so the top 8 teams get a bye into the second round. Your top 8 teams in the RPI as it stands. 1-1 the count as we go back to the ball game here. That one misses. Oh, Burnett, go. He'll stay at first base. 2-1 now the count.
Coach Baird coming out there on that tie.
2 on the count.
Advanceable ball in the dirt.
So your top 8, Olympus comes in at number 1, Salem Hills number 2, Viewmont number 3, Timpanogos number 4, Lehigh number 5, Jordan 6, Orem 7, and Murray number 8. 2 on the count, another pickoff move, and that one's going to get away from the first baseman. Burdett got tangled with the first baseman for a second, but he ends up advancing either way to second base. He just knew something I didn't know, Ty. He didn't want to have to rush it.
Well, you could be standing on third. Ty,
that's a good point.
The next one, that's.
I don't think he'd be trying to pick off at first if he was at second base. 2 on the count here to Crew. Wasatch trying to add on to their 9-3 lead. Deseret News standings tie Jordan at 1, Olympus at 2, Timpanogos 3, Lehigh 4, Maple 5. Interesting that Salem Hills with 15-2 not getting the love from the Deseret News. 2 on the count here to Crew with a runner on second base, nobody away. 2-1, he's going to rope that one foul. 2-2.
Yeah, that is a little surprising that they're holding off a Utah County team that's 15-2, Ty, not getting the attention that you would normally think.
2-2 the count, still nobody away. McHouston on the mound. 3 looks at Burdett, comes back with the off speed. Crew Erickson's going to swing at this one. It's going to be the left center field gap, and guess what? Wasatch has found the left center field gap once again. Crew Erickson's going to try to leg this one out for a triple, though. Nobody away. The throw not in time. A triple for Crew Erickson, and Wasatch leads 10-3.
Well, he's coming out like a freight train out of the box there, Tyler. It's one of the prettiest things in baseball, watching a guy with the speed like Crew Erickson round first and knowing he's going from first to third. And Crew was there. He was locked in knowing that was a triple in his mind, and he's humming around second base with a full head of steam, and that's just a pretty sight to watch.
Well, that was a quick outing for McHouston as he's going to be taken out of the game. We'll go ahead and take a break. Wasatch leads 10-3. We're in the top of the 7th. Wasatch leading by 7 with Tragun Shaw coming up to the plate.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Back Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Back Flooring and Paint.
Hi, this is Audra with Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Caring Community Coalition. Did you know when kids feel close to their parents, they are more likely to listen to them when they set clear boundaries about alcohol and drugs? Doing things with your children they are interested in and taking time to talk with them about their day will help create strong bonds. A great goal is to spend at least 15 minutes a day of one-on-one time with each child. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. To learn more, visit our Facebook page, the Caring Community Coalition of Wasatch County.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Pitching change here for Spanish Fork. This will be pitcher number 6. It's number 2, Luke Hansen. Don't have any stats on Luke. Lefty, junior. And he'll be going up against, again, that string of lefties. Tragun Shaw, Alex Gutierrez, and Chet Wilson due up. With Wasatch leading 10-3 thanks to 13 hits and 4 extra base hits on the game today.
Yeah, 3 doubles, 1 triple for the Wasps. And it's been up and down the lineup, Ty. This team has produced 1 through 9. I actually give that 10 as Garrett Christensen came in with a pinch hit appearance and was productive in that at bat as well with a sac fly that scored a run.
Tragun 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Him and Burdett are the only ones without a hit. So I think it's about time that he's had a nice barrel and ended up scoring on his last walk. And his walk before that actually brought in a run. First pitch of the at-bat swung on, just missed by Tragun. 0-1 the count. A 1 curveball, and that gets away from the catcher, and that's going to bring in Crew Erickson. 11-3 the score on the pass ball. So bases are now cleared with Wasatch leading by 8. Ty, that last pitcher's name was McHouston, and it reminded me of another good Wasatch catcher who ended up going and playing at BYU as a quarterback, Kurt McEwen. Those were in the 2001-2002 time. Quarterback for the Wasps when they went to the state championship in football.
Yeah, and definitely had the arm to throw some guys out, didn't he? Behind the dish, Ty. He could really throw it there.
You mentioned speed up runners. That was my role my freshman year. Tragun's going to turn on this one. It was kind of high and up in the zone. It'll be elevated to right field, and the right fielder will come up and make the play. One away here in the top of the 7th. Anyway, my role as a freshman was to run for Kurt, and luckily he was pretty good, and I got a lot of time because I got to go run for Kurt quite a bit.
Yeah, he was a good player, Tyler, not just in football, obviously baseball as well. The last of the Carl Hermanson players, right? That was Carl's last year when he was coaching at Wasatch. Carl now the head man down at Orem.
Gutierrez will swing and foul off his first pitch. Alex comes in with he's 2 for 2, Ty. He's got 2 singles, a sacrifice, RBI fly, and was hit by pitch. Also scored on his last single that went to the left center field gap. Strike 2, 0-2 the count.
Well, Alex has him right where he wants him, doesn't he? 0-2. It's time for 3 or 4 foul balls and find his way on base. That's what he's done so far today, at least.
The 0-2 misses outside for ball 1. Man, you just seen a different approach to me, Ty, in the box. Very confident. Haven't seen a lot of guys swing at bad pitches. Wasatch has been locked in. 1-2. This one will be fouled off, and we'll stay at 1-2.
You're right. Calm is another word I'd say in the box, though, Tyler. Confident, but calm. They're not overly aggressive. They're not pressing. They just look like they have belief in this game.
Misses high, moves the count to 2-2. Nobody on base. Wasatch already with 2 runs scored in the inning on a hit by pitch. Zach Burdett got on base, and then Crew Erickson tripled and then was able to score on a pass ball. Another ball fills up the count at 3-2.
I told you, Alex had him right where he wanted him at 0-2, Tyler. 4 pitches later, we're looking at a full count.
The payoff pitch. And that one's going to be roped to the right center field gap, but it's going to be elevated a little too much. Center fielder comes up and makes the play, but another good barrel there from Alex. That'll bring up Chet Wilson with 2 away. Chet on the day, singled to the left center field gap. Walked, singled, grounded out to the first baseman, and then had a beautiful drag bunt and ended up scoring on his last at-bat. Wasatch with 2 drag singles in the game today. He comes up with 2 away. Cole Zimmerman on deck. Ball 1. Remind our listeners, we'll be back on the air at 7 o'clock tonight for the number 5 ranked lacrosse team looking to continue to stay undefeated. Chet's going to swing at this one. It's going to be elevated to shallow left field. In fact, the third baseman will make the play, and Wasatch is retired. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Wasatch leads 11-3, 3 outs away from a region victory.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasps football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Stacy McKay, branch manager at Bank of Utah, where we provide financial services to businesses and individuals in our community, and we are proud to support Wasatch High School. As one of the nation's top performing banks, we've been delivering exceptional value for over 70 years. So whether you're looking to grow a business or raise a family, we can help you every step of the way because your Utah is our Utah. Come see me at our Heber branch and experience the hands-on customer service that only comes from a hometown bank. Bank of Utah is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Bottom of the 7th brought to you by Gravity Coalition, offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, skateboards, and more in the Heber Valley. Personalized service, sales, and repair for the gear you love. Gravity Coalition in Midway, Utah, or gravitycoalition.com. This is a cool shop. It'll be 6, 7, 8, 9 up for the Dons. But, Ty, this has been the better part of their lineup. 1 through 5 were 2 for 15 today, and 6 through 9 are 4 for 8 today. Ball 1, strike 1 here to Brett Nilsson. He doubled to the left center field gap in his first at-bat and scored, and then struck out in his second at-bat. Walker still on the mound, working on how many pitches, Ty?
This will be pitch 80.
So we should have plenty. This one's going to be swung on, and it'll be a leadoff single for Nilsson. The bottom of the lineup continuing to have Walker timed up. That's the second hit of the day for Nilsson. And Spanish has leadoff guy on. And let's see, it's going to bring up number 10, so a pinch hitter here for the Dons. It'll be Bryson Shipman, 0 for 4 on the day today.
Well, I wonder if this is a pinch hit because the last time this guy came up, he took a 3-0 swing in this spot when they were down by 3 runs. That was number 11 here of Spanish Fork last time in this spot. And so I'm getting conflicting messages. If you're turning loose a hitter at 3-0, you usually don't consider that a hitter you're going to pull out of the lineup. But both you and I, him hitting in the 7 spot, kind of thought, well, maybe that kid was overly aggressive. This pinch hit may answer that question a little bit more here, Ty.
Almost gets him to go. Check swing, does not go. 1-0 on the pitch in the dirt. Wasatch leads 11-3. Walker trying to complete another complete game here on the mound. Has only given up 3 runs. Pickoff move not in time. Wasatch's bats have been good. 13 hits on the day, 5 extra base hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, 11 runs produced. Off-speed pitch, gets the inside corner for strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Walker working out of the stretch, hasn't had to do it much, has given up 6 hits today. Make it 7 on that last one. Another off-speed pitch, gets the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2 now the count. That's a tough call, Ty. That's just a tough pitch to hit when you're getting that pitch. 1-2 the count with runner on first. Here to the pinch hitter. Goes with the fastball, misses. 2-2 now the count. Hitter once again is Bryson Shipman. The 2-2 gets a swing. It's a ground ball to Bucad. Bucad fields the hop, flips it to Gutierrez. Gutierrez to first, brings Zimmerman off the bag. The throw was high, but he does get the leadoff guy. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Another good play from Carter, Tyler. That ball took a tough hop on Bucad. Got there towards the end of the grass and hopped up, kind of up where your teeth will be normally fielding a ground ball. Carter read it, responded well, had to hop a little bit with it to get it into the belly, but caught it and handled it well and tossed it over to Gutierrez to get that leadoff man.
We'll have another speed-up runner, a pinch runner here for the Dons. So that's the pause in the action that we have. Walker Evans will come up to the plate. He's been impressive, Ty. A single to the left side that brought in 2 runs, and then he had a nice barrel to the center fielder that pushed Crew way deep into the outfield. A couple of good barrels in his 2 at-bats.
Yeah, looks like a nice little player. Threw a little bit in this game as well on the mound for Spanish Fork. One of the many Dons that has been the revolving door on the mound today.
Walker's going to stay with that off-speed pitch. Gets his foul ball. Strike 1, 1 away with runner on first. Wasatch leading 11-3, looking to improve to 3-7 in region play and 7-12 on the year and keep those playoff hopes alive. The 0-1. Fastball. Does he get the outside corner? No. 1-1 now the count.
Well, Ty, at this point in the ball game, these are good numbers. We talked in the pregame show about the key being first pitch strikes. That's where he needs to be. He came in averaging about 67% first pitch strikes. That's Walker, that is. Now there's a hit by pitch.
Hit by pitch, and so we're runners on first and second now with 1 away.
But at this point in the ball game now, Tyler, his first pitch strikes was about 75% today. Max has been really, really good. And out of those first pitch strikes coming into this inning, he was getting out 72%. And so you can see the success and the effectiveness there. Looks like maybe he's getting a little bit tired, Tyler, because he didn't have a free pass until that exact moment where I was trying to talk about how he was doing so good at not giving free passes. So I guess the broadcaster's jinx worked out there. But that hit by pitch is the first freebie that Wasatch has given up today.
It'll be Caleb Robertson who will come up. He singled in a pinch hit role in his last at-bat. He stays in the lineup after that single. Goes with the off-speed, fouls that one to the right side for strike 1. Spanish has a long ways to go, but at this point, I think if you're Gubb, you're just trying to get Walker off the mound, make Wasatch throw somebody else on the mound. Again, games 2 and 3 are back-to-back. You'll have game 2 tomorrow at home and game 3 tomorrow at home at Wasatch as well. Spanish, who has had to use 6 pitchers. Most of them are still available. Wasatch only with 1. Back to the off speed, back to a strike. 0-2 the count.
Well, you're exactly right, Ty. And Walker's got 20 pitches-ish to work with. You can finish one beyond 110. You obviously would like to get them done earlier than that. But if you're Walker, if a couple more guys get on, it becomes, hey, just come and get it. Just start challenging with the fastball because it's hard. In this case, Spanish would need to get 10 or 11 hits here in a row to come back and win this one. And that's just incredibly hard to do with a guy that can throw 80-plus on the mound with the fastball. And so to a certain extent, if Walker can just get to one more out, that can be how he approaches it is, hey, come and get it. I'm just coming after you.
1-2 after he misses high. Almost got Robertson to chase that one up a little bit. Landon Carter taking his time, and Robertson's going to step out of the box. 1-2 the count, 1 away. Runners on first and second. Wasatch with the 8-run lead. Down to their last 2 outs. Walker likes the pitch, comes set. Delivers the 1-2, goes back to the off speed, in the dirt. Carter does a good job of smothering it. Robertson lays off of it, and we now have a 2-2 count.
Been a really quiet game behind the plate, hasn't it, for Landon Carter? He's got a nice game here for Wasatch. It's just almost been an afterthought of what's going on behind the dish, and that's a good sign when you're a catcher. If people aren't even thinking about what you're doing, I think you're doing something right back there.
The 2-2. Gets the fastball by him for strike 3. That's strikeout number 6. Brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, and Wasatch now has 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th, and we'll move to the top of the order. It'll be Will Dart, who's flown out to left, popped out to the shortstop, and grounded into a fielder's choice ground out in his last at bat. Dart will step in the box, 0 for 3. The leadoff hitter, hitting .333 coming into today's game. That average will go down a little bit. 2 away. Walker comes set, shakes the runner at second, delivers, fastball, low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 goes back to the off speed and lands it again for a strike. 1-1 now the count. Tell you what he's done a good job of, Ty, is Spanish Fork hasn't swung at that pitch, and the umpire likes it, and he has hit the spot continually on that inside fastball, or excuse me, inside curveball.
That's a good point. It's been
the 1-1 fastball gets him to check swing foul for strike 2.
Made him look silly on that one, Ty. It's been the perfect storm for Wasatch because you've got the pitcher you need coming up to stop the bleeding, but you also have the umpire you need in this game to stop the bleeding. Walker, who can locate better than any pitcher Wasatch has this year, he's got an umpire that's giving him a generous zone, and he's taking complete advantage of that, Ty.
1-2 the count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch goes upstairs for ball 2. So deuces with 2 away. He's just put that 2-strike fastball just a little bit high most of the game, up around the chin. Want that about 4 to 5 inches a little bit lower. The 2-2. Goes back with the off speed, and he gets the swing and the miss, and Wasatch gets the victory 11-3 on another strikeout from Max Walker. We'll go ahead and take a break and come back with your Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show right after this.
Well, folks, spring is near, but have no fear. Country Gardens and Nursery is here for your everyday garden supplies, decor, and more. From our personal gardener to our new bulk yard, where we offer large variety of soil, mulches, and decorative rock. Come see what we have in store. Country Gardens and Nursery, 1401 South, US 189. We'll see you soon and hope to put you in bloom.
Are you ready for lunch? The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving the best food with friends and family in the Valley, and they're the winner of Best of State for 18 years. They've recently been officially named Best of Utah for their milkshakes, and you've just got to try their delicious train burger with an Oreo shake. They also have those yummy salads that just hit the spot. They've been proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. That's the Dairy King, home of the train, serving